and welcome to the stream, to number 46 of the Digital Homicides Streamcast with Lotar and me. Lotar will be running a little bit late. He had to go to the vet with his dog. Or was it his dog? I don't know. He had to go to the dog. To the dock with the dog. So, okay. Today, we're gonna talk about Starfield. Well, mostly me, I guess. Because Lotar didn't play it. I did. Oh, wait. Lotar, Lotar called, I think, because that's a dog that you can see over there. No, he didn't yet. Yeah, and I didn't switch the scenes yet. Give me a moment. Alright, let's see. Takes forever on my end. Disconnected as always. Hey Lothar.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you. So how's the doggy? What happened?
To be honest, it was a waste of time.
Well,
She was perfectly fine, just a bit of a reaction. Because mom outside the city, grandma was babysitting the dog, and she was like, yeah, she's sick.
Okay. By the way, I need your...
Yeah, and they spent basically 2 hours running between what the heck, vet clinic and the home. First of all, I ran to the vet clinic to buy the collar, the choker, because she broke her before and mom didn't buy her a new one. And the next thing, I took that dog and walked her all the way to the clinic. And she doesn't know how to behave on the leash.
Ah, nice. So,
Yeah.
So a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I had to cross the road at least 4 times.
So a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There you go.
At least 4 times, and at least 1 parking lot.
Yay! People,
Yeah.
cars, stuff. Okay.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah. Let me switch the scenes. So, because I didn't yet.
Yeah, I see.
Wow, my camera switched again and you're again a ghost. Okay. Let me fix my video.
Well, you can see my face and the red star, so I'm more than fine with that.
Right. Well, I'm also... I don't know what it is, why black is messing up so bad. You don't realize it yet, because the background is black, so you don't see that. But as soon as there's something bright behind, and I don't get it, because I cut out green and not anything else, so... But let me see if I can change that for you, because that's really pretty bad. And I really don't know why. Where is the Lotar? The Lotar is over here. So today we're gonna talk about Starfield, and Lotar doesn't know.
Yeah, we had a plan to talk about Starfield like a week ago, but some Polish game hacked a little bit more, too much of a time.
Yeah, pretty much. You can say that. Okay.
Yeah, and I still didn't finish with it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some people.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, I spent 0 hours playing it since we talked about it. It was so pleasant experience that after we talked about it, I was like, another time.
Mm.
And I know that I still need to push to the point where Phantom Liberty starts.
Oh, wait, I think I... wait, I'm getting there, I think. Why is it taking out black so much?
I don't know.
This is so weird.
Are you sure that I exist?
Yeah, you do kind of exist.
Yeah, seems like I'm more of a ghost than existing.
Ay. Yeah, it's basically the same. Let me see what filter I use. I use this one, yes. And that's on 1927-1. That's on 1.
Also, we can say RIP Counter-Strike Go.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they took it out completely, right? And
Yeah,
just the second one.
Counter-Strike 1.6 still in the store, Source still in the store,
Yeah.
but Counter-Strike 2, when it was released, Counter-Strike Go just gone.
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't get it either.
Yeah, maybe they decided to not split player base between Go and the new one, because both are free to play.
Yeah, but at least your inventory works the same, so...
Yeah, true. At least you don't need to spend all those monies to get skins for a new one.
Yeah, they still work. So... yeah. Alright, well, that's the best I can do, I think. At the moment. Hi. But I can make you... Why is it... Wait a second. Why is it cutting you up? Oh.
I don't know, when you started to fiddle around with the filter, I got cut it out.
How far does it go? Like this? There you go. Alright. Wave your hands in the air! Like you just don't care.
You.
Yay! Oh wait.
Oh.
You have no hands. Now you should have hands. Mostly. Alright. Well, ghostly Mr. Lotar over here. Alright, well, Starfield.
Yeah, I'm talking basically from another world.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, from the other side of the globe, for some, but still.
Okay. Whoa, I never saw that at the beginning of the game, actually.
Oh, you mean sunrise?
Yeah. I mean, in the game, yes,
Yeah.
but not in the starting screen.
Yeah, I got what you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, it does turn, you see that. But...
yeah,
nice. Alright. So, let's start with the bad stuff in quotes. Oh my god, it starts to flicker again. Oh yeah, I know why. I should do this here. Yeah, but then you're gone. Wait, that's not... Ah, shit. Alright, well, every now and then it might flicker, sorry.
And as it was with the last game, I played Cyberpunk and Triton didn't. Well, Cyberpunk 2.0, whatever. Triton played Starfield and I didn't.
So it's mostly me talking. But
yeah,
you know a lot about Bethesda and Bethesda games anyway, so you might remember stuff that I don't. Wait a minute.
last Bethesda game that I played was out of the new ones was New Vegas, I guess. I'm not sure if New Vegas was released before or after Skyrim. New Vegas.
Way before.
Uh, 1 year before. Yeah, okay. The most new game of Bethesda that I played was Fallout Shelters.
Yeah, okay, but that's basically a free game that doesn't count.
Okay, then Skyrim.
Okay. Well, it's good enough. I mean, the basis is the same, so...
Yeah, I'm still surprised that some stuff still exists that I saw in Morrowind.
Yeah, same for me. Okay, so... I'm going through the options and I get to the point when I get, well, a bit lower. Gameplay-wise, you can change difficulty and different saving options. Display, well, you can set some stuff. The only thing that you cannot set is full screen. So in case you have a monitor like I do with a higher resolution, but the system wouldn't be able to play that on the same settings, yeah, you have to change your desktop resolution. And in my case, every time I start my stream PC, it automatically switches to this resolution now. So my spared resolution between my capture card and my PC is this. When I'm not streaming, I play Starfield with the default, with my native resolution, which is 3440 by 1440. Okay, anyway, there's no DLSS on board, only FSR2, but they want to integrate it with a patch. You can get it as a mod already. But yeah, those are the settings, basically. There's not really too much in here. Interface-wise, yeah, where you can have a crosshair or not, but no change of color or design of it. Controls, well, yeah, your basic controls. Well, those settings are pretty much... They are pretty nice, actually. They have a lot of settings and stuff.
I think even Fallout 3 and New Vegas you could change crosshair color.
Yeah, I think so
Well,
as well.
At least you could change... yeah, you could change the color of interface and the color of crosshair was changed with the interface.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. The Pip-Boy, when you change that, pretty much everything, your HUD, your Pip-Boy, your crosshair and all that stuff changed. Okay, so audio, yeah, pretty basic, so doesn't matter what sound card or system you have. Every other system gives you, or every other game gives you a chance to have more boosted audio or lower.
I have some questions.
Yes.
Why have separate sliders for footsteps? I know that footstep sounds is important, but it's most important in games like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike. When by hearing other players' footsteps, you could at least adjust to their position.
Yeah, I think other players or other means NPCs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I also don't see a reason why you would change that. Maybe some people are annoyed by your own footsteps, for example. I don't know, for...
They should walk more often.
Yeah. I actually have no idea, so...
I'm mostly annoyed when I'm walking on, let's say, watery surface, and instead of that I hear something like glass.
But it might also be for people who want to stealth more, so they can lower their own noises in or compared to the noise of enemies, you know.
Yeah, maybe, but still, if it's
let's call that an accessibility option to add
yeah,
one more to the list, because that list is the shortest list that I know from any game at the moment. I think I could pretty much start any game right now, and accessibility options would be at least twice as much. Maybe in different menus. I sadly cannot show that in Assassin's Creed Mirage. Came out and I played it until 2 a.m. my time, which was like 13 hours ago. And then poof, I thought it crashed, and nah, yeah, Ubisoft Plus just expired. No! Ah! And then I wanted to check how much it even is at the moment. Page in Ubisoft Connected and Load. So I was like, yeah, and online I didn't find any cheap subscription anywhere for that. For everything but Ubisoft Plus. Anyway, let's call those two options accessibility, because it might be for hearing impaired people to be able to hear enemies and stuff, you know. So, but let's go to the huge list of accessibility.
well, basically options that they called accessibility.
We will be in this menu for quite some time. Until I'm at the end of this list. Lothar needs to go to bed. I think it's gonna take that long. Oh no! Oh wait! It's the shortest freaking accessibility options that I've seen in years. Seriously, I'm not joking. There is
Yeah, and the subtitles usually in audio or in game options.
That's point number one. Calling subtitles an accessibility option at this point doesn't make any sense. Yes, it is, but well, it's basic. You have that in movies and stuff since decades, in games as well. You have that in basically every freaking game. I wouldn't know a game where you don't have it.
Well, there are.
Yeah, there are games, but
I can't remember one.
Even in race games, you have subtitles these days.
Yeah, I know. Specifically when you're too busy to drive, some sort of music boosting inside of the game, and people like, yeah, man, look over there, and you're like, what?
Yeah. So yeah.
Forza a good example.
But yeah, we have two options that are basic for pretty much every game. Let's say the majority of games have those options and don't have them in their accessibilities. Then we have item rotation, hold and drag. Well, for some people they cannot hold the mouse button for too long. So they just have to click basically, and all others hold to do stuff. So you hold the right mouse button and then you drag the mouse, but I don't know how that works actually without that. So let me actually switch that.
It says you click and rotate.
Yeah, I'm gonna see, because one thing that's really weird, when you hold and drag, your mouse cursor actually in the background still moves. That means when you let go of the right mouse button, you might end up on a different item on the list. And yeah,
it's pretty usual for Bethesda game.
Yeah, so it's really weird. So you hold the right mouse button and drag the object, and what your mouse cursor does is this. And when you drag it to the side horizontally, it does this. And now my mouse cursor is on the desktop on my right screen, which you will recognize when the music stops. The game is still in the foreground. So yeah, in the menu, the mouse cursor is not locked to the screen. On the right side, I can leave, and on the what did it say? On the left? No, on the right side I can leave. Yeah, and on the left side I cannot even go on the full 21:9 resolution. But I also don't see my mouse cursor. No, on the right side. On the right side it goes to full 21:9, the black screen that you see on the side. I don't see my mouse cursor, but I feel the distance until I reach my OBS over there. So weird. In the game, well, you have no mouse cursor, so that's not a problem. Toggle iron sights, well, it's either hold or click and click to close it again or to end it. It's zoom basically. Really.
And it's basically in games for how long exactly?
Most basic function you can think of. It's also normally in controls.
It's most basic function of modern FPSs, but yeah.
And large menu fonts should actually be below subtitles. It does have only to do with the menu. Large menu fonts, let's see what that does. Makes it a bit bigger. But yeah, that's accessibility. For you. Wow, that looks really weird on my screen. On a huge 21:9. It's like sitting in front of it like 5 centimeters or so. So yeah, accessibility, that's pretty much nothing. There's... those are basically the only... Well, let's count that as well. Those three...
you know, that large menu font look like interface that was drawn for
consoles.
All TVs, like interface of Dark Souls and let's say Fallout 3. When interface was bigger because you were sitting away from the screen and the screen was much smaller.
I do understand that function though, because should you play in a even higher resolution, the menu gets smaller and smaller. And let's say you played it on a 4K TV.
Yeah.
Then it might be kind of hard to be able to read those text explanations.
Yeah, I know. Specifically with all those games that are made to play in modern system, but they don't have UI scaling, and you have to take basically loop and start looking for text.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't affect the game, just the menu. Okay, well, those were your accessibility options. Basically those two. That's all that have to do with holding the mouse or controller or stuff. But those are normally somewhere else, and this here, large menu fonts should be actually in here.
Display.
Yeah.
I'd...
That makes sense, but that's about it. In a AAA title.
Interface, yeah.
I would be interested, and I cannot try it at the moment because I don't have Game Pass Ultimate. Otherwise, I could just cloud start Skyrim. But I would be interested about the accessibility options in Skyrim. Okay, well, those were those things just in the menu. One thing, it starts relatively fast into the menu, even with the intro and stuff. So that's a plus. It loads a lot, so the loading times are short, which is good, because you will see loading screens a ton. Okay, well, I had some weird stuff happen. You can go in there with enter, but when you use your mouse, you cannot click or double click or anything. You have to use either enter, E, or click accept down there. And level 23, yeah. I have over 70 hours in the game. Let me actually see how much time I have. 3 days and 13 hours.
Accessibility options for Skyrim. Subtitles.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, in times where an action game like God of War or action adventure game like Last of Us get awards for having the best accessibility options on the market, and then this game from a company also with decades of experience, and you have none. Colorblind? Assassin's Creed on the other side, I tried taking screenshots and stuff, but just like Valhalla, taking screenshots can crash the game. Yeah, so I tried to take one and...
Really?
Yeah. In Valhalla it's...
Even with game bar?
Yeah, but it runs through Ubisoft Connect and I have my own button like in Steam it's F12.
Yeah, okay.
So it takes screenshots with the app directly. But yeah, in Valhalla every, I don't know, 5 to 10 screenshots, it just crashed the game. And the first screenshot I wanted to take, pang, and the game goes, and it was maybe half an hour in or 20 minutes in or something like that. That was kinda disappointing, actually. Mirage, to mention that for a moment, Mirage is not bad, but it's basically, when I played it for around 5-6 hours or so, it feels a lot like an add-on for Valhalla. The menu, the inventory, that's all pretty much, if possible, because you have you don't have bow and quiver. But it looks the same one by one.
You'll go praise Assassin's
Oh no, I don't.
history. Bad.
Oh my god, stop flickering. What the heck? Why? Why so much when I move? Are you kidding me? My system. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, your system choking with that game.
No, not at all.
And
The game runs absolutely fine.
I mean, it's choking trying to send it out.
No, also not really. OBS on my game PC runs with 10% of my system or so. I'm not moving at all now, so no, it's just, it has to do mostly with my cam, I think. The moment my cam or it's your cam. But can I lower that? Nah. See, I'm not moving at all. God damn it. Wait, let me try what happens when I'm gone. Nope, did not fix it. Yeah, well, sorry, I'm gonna build my new PC soon-ish. So... Okay, I have a save here. I don't remember what I did there, but... In 5 minutes, yes. Alright. Well, the thing for me with Starfield, and I mentioned that a lot in my streams already, it's a bit like Cyberpunk. It's not a bad game, or let's say it's a good game with a weird basis. So yeah, I saved here, but I realized later on it was my brain fart. I wanted to switch weapons, and I opened this, and I was like, huh? No, actually I wanted to switch to my weapon like this. Oh, yeah, switching weapons. Let's start with that. In most games where you have FPS in it, you use your mouse wheel to switch between weapons. And optionally, you normally have something like that in some modern games. In this game, this is the only way to get your weapons. This or the numbers accordingly. The mouse wheel does this.
Yeah, it's basically the same as Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4, basically.
Yeah, but you could change to mouse wheel, I think.
No.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's 2023 now. Every freaking game since the last 20 years that has a shooter, that is a shooter with weapons, has the mouse wheel as the weapon wheel, basically. So
They use it since Morrowind. Why didn't it change?
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And the next thing is, you do have a dedicated button on your mouse to do exactly this. So you have
scroll.
the same function on two things. I think it's the mouse wheel button, which is not working on my end. But yeah, you have that that function on two of your mouse buttons basically, and the wheel. Completely pointless. Then the next thing is here.
Well, classic wheel scrolling third person and third person. Wider view and scroll up is to first person.
Yeah, if you can scroll through, yeah, sometimes. It's mostly a MMO function with changing the view with the mouse wheel.
Yeah, I use it since Morrowind at least as well.
Yeah, but then you don't need another button for it. Save that button at least.
True.
It's either or. Make it either or. So that's one thing that's kind of annoying. It was also kind of a weird decision because, well, the camera functions in those 3 steps.
Don't forget that Morrowind was released when 2 or 3 buttons were still a thing.
Yeah, now we have like, I don't know, I have like 7 or 8 buttons on my mouse. I can't show.
When I said buttons, I actually meant a button that was instead of the wheel.
Yeah, it was left and right, and the mouse wheel as a button, if you were lucky, that the mouse wheel actually had a button function. And back in the day, we had a mouse with 3 buttons and no mouse wheel. Yay! And before that, we had only 2 buttons with nothing else. And a ball in the bottom that scrolled over the surface and was really messing up your mouse if you didn't clean your mousepad. Anyway, this is a function that is in the game, right? So when you're in space, you would expect to have, well, 3 of those views, right? No, you have first person view and this view, basically. There's no in between or further away. Nah, only 2. So that's that thing. My ship. Do I have to say anything about the ship? The ship looks like this because I made it look like this. That's one of the pretty good and new and different things to other games, not just Bethesda games, but games in general. The ship builder. It's really weird to use. There's no tutorial explaining anything. It's kinda... it's a bit weird. You have to finish your build and it needs to be usable to save it. So you cannot say, yeah, okay, I want to I want to work. What? Where did Lotar go? Where did everything go? What? Why do I have a black screen now? What happened now? Huh? OBS over there is still running? Why is this not running? What the heck? Lotar? Oh yeah, you hear me, okay. Okay, nothing is... Okay, I think OBS on my game PC crashed. Because for some reason... I mean, I see everything, but my stream PC doesn't pick it up, so...
A lot of flickering on the stream, and when I could hear you again, I saw black screen.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's back. Weird. Yeah, since yeah, the game also in the menu is not the brightest and stuff, and I don't look that often over the side, so yeah. All right. Ship editor a bit later. Oh my god, I don't know what to do against that. I really have no idea.
Time it was fine.
Yeah, I know it was every few seconds, but now it's like a constant thing. It's like a stroboscope. It's like Looks like it's even getting faster. What the heck? I'm not doing anything. Seriously, what is... Okay, this is the worst it was ever before. And...
Will
Wow.
when count.
Yeah.
Well, granted, you didn't get graphically intense.
Yeah, but that it doesn't matter what input I give my stream PC normally. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's just you on the cam or the game as well. It's the display share. The problem is I cannot capture it directly. So I kinda capture it through kinda shortcuts in quotes. But I want to change a lot when I build my new PC and rebuild my stream PC and stuff. I'm gonna make all new scenes and eventually use a new software. So, but I will have much more power, much more power in my stream PC in the future, and it will use less energy.
Power.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, my system runs at maximum for some reason. I don't know why. There's literally nothing active in OBS. And OBS takes almost 50% of my resources. Yesterday it was around 30 or so.
Yeah, so it's basically OBS acting up.
Yeah, it's OBS directly. It's not one scene or one browser source that uses... Well, one is in there that uses 2% or so. But that's about it. The rest is 0.3%, 0.1. That doesn't really count much. But OBS alone, I mean, in total it's 40%, and OBS alone it's 35%. Just the executable for some reason. I don't understand it. Freshly installed system. I mean, I can get rid of this here. That should help a bit. Doesn't look too bad. Oh boy. Alright, well, back to the game. Let's go to the inventory, because why not? So, there are different ways to get to the inventory. With I, you can open and close it, and tab is your best friend in this game. Tab is your back button from every screen that you see. And by back, I mean always back one screen. So, no matter what, there are only a few things where you can get out right away with the same key, like the inventory and the map. But getting to certain areas with a key when you're in here is not possible anymore. So, I doesn't work, M doesn't work. The only thing that should work should be the quests. No, that's also not working. I never tried it in that screen. So, nothing works from here.
What about status?
Yeah, status is a funny thing. Right now, it shows up here. But if you don't have anything... now it's freezing rain. Well, it's pretty cold outside. Let me actually fix that the easy way. That should eventually fix it. Yep. Okay, so. Okay, now it shows regenerating. Okay, I'm gonna show that in a moment. So let's see. Let's say I'm going to the map. Okay, let me rant about the map right away when we have it open. So, I'm in an area with surrounding stuff, but you don't see shit about it. So this here is a lab area that I can see when I look to the left of my ship, but it doesn't show any path over there. It doesn't show any buildings over here, and this looks the same when you're in a town. You will not see one house or anything of the town, just fast travel points. And yeah.
Why so?
That's a good question that everybody asks.
They had it even in Daggerfall.
Yeah, I know, there are a lot of functions missing in here, but at least you see the topography of the mountains. Okay, so this is the map. And this is basically all you can look at. You can see at the side the map just ends here. You will have invisible walls when you explore. The planets are limited, but the areas are not small. So it's you walk a lot. If you want to walk a lot, you can walk a lot. It's too bad that I cannot show Assassin's Creed anymore. It was such an awesome example for things done easily the right way. The map in Assassin's Creed, well, you have a further away look where you see the world, which is different to this game because, well, this is not an open world game where you have one world that is continuous like in Assassin's Creed, but anyway, it's an overview of the towns and the borders and whatnot and a few icons. Then you scroll in, and the further you scroll in, the more detail you see. And by detail, I mean you see basically every house, barrel, and stuff like that. You don't see people run around and things, but you see basically what you see in the game, just zoomed out far away, further than you would see with your eagle or with your hawk. And you want to go to a trader or something, well, you click on it, have a check mark, and you just follow that on your compass and find it. You want to...
Well, basically follow the waypoint as always.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to go to 3 different spots because they are on the same way, well, you set 2 more waypoints. And the moment you reach one, it goes away. The moment you set another waypoint, it becomes waypoint 1 and the first one is gone, and so on. So you can only have 3 at the same time. If you want to get rid of all the waypoints at the same time, you hold X for a while and they all disappear. If you want to get rid of one, you click that one and it's just gone. Basic behavior since decades. This game thought, let's make usability even more trash, as it already is, by doing this. So I click a waypoint, which is totally fine. Now I think, I want to go over here as well afterwards. So let's set a second one. Oh, what's that? Custom destination. Replace, remove, cancel. No, maybe I clicked something wrong. Let's try it again. Left mouse. No, comes up again. Okay, let's see what remove does. Oh, this one is gone. Okay. Let's try this again. So, how about replace? Oh yeah, poof, and it's gone. If you mark this, or if you want to mark that, it just tells you, hey, you didn't discover that yet. So, if you're too far away from one of those locations, you will not see it on your compass yet. It takes a while. A few hundred meters away, you will see it, but if you're like 3-4 kilometers away or so, you will not see it. If you use tab to get out of the map, you will get 1 slot further away. You can close it by M though, that works. If you want to go to your quests from here, you can press L, then it opens your quest log. The worst in Bethesda gaming history. Let's see, this is the quest that I have. The Rangers are constantly trying to stop dangerous smugglers. They got a lead on a dangerous smuggler captain. My job is to put him down. Okay. There was a bit of communication before that. In this case, it didn't give me any tips or anything, so it's not too important. But there would be a shit ton of space here where the conversation could be. So, okay. Here it tells you, yeah, take out the captain, blah, 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 blah. Alright, cool. If you want to go back to the map with M, it won't work. But you can see at the bottom, yeah, you can see that through ghostly, through ghostly Lotar. Show on map. Show on map with B. So, in this case, for some stupid reason, it shows you the space map, which is completely useless in this case. So let's see the surface map so I see exactly where I have to go. Yeah, wait, the quest is somewhere. Huh. Don't see the quest marker. That's weird. I think I have to go here, but I'm not fully sure. Yeah, but I have to go here. Anyway, from here, I can close this completely. This here again can be closed with L. From the map in the inventory, nope. From here into the inventory, nope. Can you filter for planets, for example? Let's say you have like 5 quests on the same planet. Could you do that? Spoiler, no. No.
I'd say that even more. Like planet quest, faction quest, sub and main quest.
That works. Some of it. I mean, you can go for main quest.
Right. I mean filters.
Yeah. You have you have faction filter.
Yeah, okay, I see them.
Yeah, you do have that, but well, you can have 10 quests for the same faction on 2 planets, but you will not know what planet. Well, you know when you're on that planet in some way, because not even that works the right way. But like I said, yeah.
Wait.
Ask.
By making tab factions, they didn't filter quests by the faction. They just dropped every faction quest into one log.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, that's an interesting
those
choice.
And those down here, you might not notice it, but those are the finished ones. Those are done. They're finished. As you can tell, because they look graphically completely different, right? Like the front graphical part that is completely useless here could be...
I saw a lot of stupid design decisions to just assume that white line meant finished.
Yeah, okay, but still, it wouldn't be too hard to either have a green check mark in here or
gray them out.
Gray them out, or use the front graphical part that has absolutely no function here and make that, I don't know, black or darker gray or something, or just right in here.
Green for finished, red for failed. Like it always was.
You cannot fail quests. You finish them either way.
Okay, maybe, but still.
But yeah, anything or just a little text here, finished or completed, because it's not like you don't have that information. Well, okay, no, it doesn't show you here either. But you learn that when you play that they get added down here, so you know, okay, those are the finished ones. But still, from usability and UI point of view, kind of weird.
You know, I remember that Skyrim also have only one custom marker. You can have millions sub-quests and quests marker open, but custom marker only one.
Yeah, they can only have one quest active in this game.
Well,
I mean,
that's
I wouldn't...
disappointed from Bethesda game. Specifically when I remember that I could track at least 5 quests at the same time.
Okay, why the heck do I have 2 arrows here when I cannot... Those 2 arrows normally indicate that you can change the order. Has no function.
I'd say those 2 arrows looks like those arrows on the slider. Basically, you clicking on them and you can whoosh from one end to another.
Yeah, would be the next thing where it would make sense. But the slider is here, and was it in here? Yeah, you cannot. Oh, you can actually. Okay, that does work. You can hold and drag it, but you can only scroll in here. Sometimes even that doesn't work. And at some point, after this point, you cannot scroll anymore. So a few pixels over to the right, to the left. Yeah, it's about 2 pixels to the gray, and the scroll stops.
Why they made it so slim?
You can use the whole freaking page. There is no point. You wouldn't lose anything. This is the only function on the whole page, basically. I don't know why limited to this screen or to this area. Makes no sense. Anyway.
Yeah, basically why to this area? Yeah, let's say that it looks aesthetically pleasing for some, that it's slim and whatnot. But why not make it basically growing up, like you taking your cursor next to it, like 10 pixels from one side and 10 pixels from other, and that thing basically growing in size, like, yeah, you can't miss it.
The thing is, it is easier to not limit it in this area than limit it in this area, because in the engine, when you make this screen, you basically put in a new plane or whatever where that function is on it, you know, that's the opening and all that. That's its own function on the screen.
That's basically a new block that have its own function.
Yeah, but theoretically you should be able to make the scroll area over the whole screen. But anyway, that's just a minor tiny thing that other games also do wrong, in quotes. Okay, let's see. Activities. Yeah, activities are just some kind of side quests that you didn't continue with, or are points of interest where you have to go or whatever. So, and they are not related to each other. So,
I have Skyrim flashbacks when you have at least 20 messages from a courier and 50 let's go check that cave over there.
yeah, accept a mission, bounty mission from the mission board. I already did bounties, not just one, but... Okay, anyway. Yeah, and at some point...
You didn't accept it at specific bounty board.
Yeah, maybe. See, I'm scrolling. You can slightly hear that in the background. I'm still scrolling. I try to scroll up. See, I can scroll down. Fascinating. As long as I don't move my cursor, I cannot scroll up. It's impossible. I move it and then it works. And now it stops again. I can always scroll down for some reason. But I don't know.
Screen limits at highlighted objective, but only in up scroll?
No, it highlights as soon as I move the mouse. Otherwise, it just stays until I stop. I don't mind that's fine, but I don't understand why the scrolling stops working.
That's I get I know I get it that it's fine, but that's just bizarre.
Yeah, it is, because sometimes I thought, yeah, okay, let's scroll completely up to the top quest that I have active, and then I was like, okay, that's that one, and then I started doing this, and then I realized, oh, what the fuck, dude, there's more, you know. So yeah, it's weird. Miscellaneous, there's everything in here. Mission, yeah, quests basically. Those are, I think, from the mission board. Those might all be mission board missions. Activity, yeah, completely pointless because it doesn't explain anything. Where it comes from, what it's related to or so. And you have completed.
Well, again, it's basically like in Skyrim. You just going to some dungeon because game thinks you're not exploring enough.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Oh yeah,
And at the best, dungeon is mediocre. At worst, it bad.
Yeah, another little thing here, also something the game never explains you. You actually have a little graphic over here, in the corner, in the top left corner. That has functionality. You can click on it, and you go back to the next screen. You click on it, and you get to the screen. You click again. That's basically your tab button.
Basically representation of... Wait. Why it feels like it was made with touchscreen in mind?
I have no idea. Maybe it's meant for controller controlling, but with B you with B you get back, with tab I get back. That thing up here is absolutely useless. That
controller would get a dedicated button for that, as well as we do.
Yeah. So there's absolutely pointless function. It's there. I don't know for what reason, but it's there. Okay, so this is your how do you say that in English? Your solar system, basically. You can
Star system.
Star systems. Thanks. You can scroll in and out. When you click on a planet, it tells you down here set a course. Sometimes it shows you here on the side. It's a bit weird. So when I click a spot, so for this planet back here, if I didn't go there yet, I don't know what's on the planet. So this one is scanned, so I could click here and travel there. Yeah, again, tab gets you out of here. Then we get to this huge star map. This on the side, that info screen, is kind of pointless, I think. I mean, it tells you the rate. Yeah, it's interesting and it's based on scientific data and everything, but absolutely pointless. Anyway, this looks.
Well, I'd say for style that they gone with, like, hey, here's some interesting trivia about stuff that we completely pulled out our asses, maybe.
Yeah.
This system have several planets, but most important stuff, you need to be that level to be here.
Yeah, but there's no way to show it or not show it. You know, it will always show and kind of block some way eventually that you cannot see exactly anymore. Because now I don't see that I have to go to another planet down there, exactly what planet and stuff. This map kind of works. When you move around, you can already kind of see what's going on there, because this map is actually a 3-dimensional map. Which you will learn.
Funny thing is that they add too many fake stars.
I would say there might be even not enough. You know how many stars you can see on the sky? Insane. But yeah, anyway, it's not meant to be scientifically 100% perfect, I guess, so I don't mind too much. But what's weird, I wanted to go to a planet and I couldn't.
Well, I mean, too many stars that they basically getting attention from the main stars you can't travel between.
Yeah, well, you have 1000 that you can travel to, so not in
you
here.
Have a lot of fake ones that you might mistook for one you can travel to.
Well, you can travel to a planet. You cannot travel on every planet. You can travel to every planet that you see, but you will not be land on every planet.
But Mass Effect rule.
One weird thing, you cannot click here now just to see your way. The moment I... Oh wait, that actually... Yeah, okay, that works, but I cannot pan it around or anything. You have to choose either of those systems because there are two right next to each other. The thing that confused me and where I actually found out that that's a 3D map...
Wait, what?
What?
Those two so close to each other that you basically must use that system, like...
No, you can choose...
one of twos?
Where you can choose this one. That was the one. And... Wait, one is the... Okay, yeah, one is the planet, the other one is the star, basically. You normally don't have that. Normally you just have one. You have some where you have two, but there's always then one planet or something where you can go or have to go. It's the same for this, for example.
Okay, that's totally made up. Why they put them so close together? That you
Why did they even
need to use?
Why did they even put two there? It's that you end up at the same screen. The only thing that it does, in this case, the only thing that it does, let's say I want to go to the system, then it would be the upper one, because it's well, it's that's the star, the sun, basically. If I want to go to a planet in there, well, this also says star, but anyway, if I want to go to the planet in there, which I don't know that this is, I can click that to jump directly to the planet.
And it still says star.
Yeah. So now I'm in that system here on that planet. Otherwise, let me see. This is another double system.
They star a bit.
If I don't,
cold,
if I don't want to go to that one planet that you can choose in the star map, I can choose either planet that I can go to. This just basically saves you some time, even though you might not know about it. But you could jump directly to one planet or to the other. So, although in that those are actually two star systems right next to each other, and the game just froze up on me.
Good job. Well, that's Bethesda game.
Okay, now you can see different planets, so those are two star systems in this case.
And
it's the
they
same
have
here.
different level requirements.
It makes no sense. Okay, that's where I'm now. But I cannot directly go here, basically. I have to go into that system and then choose a planet to go to. And it doesn't tell you here. It normally shows you down here set course. Which is behind you, basically. It says set course X. It doesn't tell you, like earlier.
Set course X?
Yeah, wait. When you...
Wait. When I saw that scanner not available, I was like, there's a giant X. Maybe scanner also on X? Or something like that.
In here... Oh, I can actually do that. You have to scan planets you meet the first time, or see the first time. Should you want to build a base and sell those resources.
And scanner is an R.
Yeah, I mean, the scanning things, you can sell the surveys for money. You do have some missions where you have to survey some planets to 100%, meaning find all plants, rocks, animals, whatever. And but kind of pointless side quests, just to fill time, basically. I stopped doing that. I mean, I still scan it, but if I don't have 100%, I don't fucking care.
Basically, go and waste your time.
Yeah, pretty much. Time waste stuff. Okay, let me see if that works here. Okay, so in this case, it doesn't show you that well, the star with the planets around it. So you know that's not the star system, that's the planet to go to. But the weird thing is, I can... Huh? God, this game. Okay, so if I want to go to the planet directly, then it tells me, hey, yeah, you can jump there with X. It could show me the same when I want to go to the star system directly. If I want to go here, and I'm not there, it could actually just have jump on the side here. I mean, it's not a new function. It's a function, a tool, a functionality that's in there. It's a copy-paste thing in the editor. It's not like you have to code a new function. Just take the function you have, put it here, jump or travel, whatever. Don't put it down here. The majority of people will not read that shit. They will think about how can I do it before they realize, oh, it's right there. Happened to me in the editor. I didn't know what to do, and then I actually read what the buttons do, and I was like, what? Scan unavailable means I'm not in the area of the planet, so I cannot scan it. That's the only thing it basically tells you.
Yeah, and scan available is basically the only element of interface that you can see clearly.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah.
And again, it showed giant X. I told you that I'm already assumed that scan is basically X.
Yeah, but it's not. That's a
Yes.
that's a graphic. I mean, you can see what is a button and what is not.
Yeah. Still.
Oh, reset camera.
That's a good choice.
I never tried to reset the camera in here. I just realized it says reset camera, which doesn't do much. It just... It has no functionality. What the... Oh, now it works. So if I spin around and put it like this, you can see that I pushed that button, right? It glows up.
So it doesn't work when you just tilt it, it works when you go from main view into more zoomed view. Basically...
It just zooms out, that's all it does.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, missions. Never tried that actually. Okay, it just opens that... See? And that's the point. Do I have quests here? No idea. Let's open a list of quests in that star system. Nope. It's not a thing. Set course. Yeah, to where? Why is that option there? Set course. There is nothing I clicked where I can fly to, so... Why is that button here? Makes no sense. Now it makes sense. And it zooms out again and tells you travel. Yeah, let's travel. You always have to hold those buttons. There's not even the accessibility function to not hold buttons. You have to hold buttons to land, to exit, to get out of the ship, to open containers. You hold buttons a lot.
And even if you don't have a problem with accessibility, it's still just...
annoying.
Come on. Just click and be done.
Yeah. Why do I have to hold here to scan? It's not like... Oh! Damn! I scanned! I broke my run or whatever. I did something wrong. No, that's a function. Nothing can happen there. Just make me click. Done. And the thing is, you hold it and it doesn't fill orange and stay like that. Oh, okay, that's minor UI graphics shit that
basically
just annoys me.
It's not like
it continues.
Season pass in Diablo 4.
It continues to go over to the right. And yeah, even though you let go, it still continues then after a while. So now I scanned it 100%. Yay! Oh, wait, that's actually... no, show me. This here, up here next to surveyed, that's the main marketing color scheme. You can even buy a skateboard with that art style. There's not one skateboard in the whole game. You can find ancient or historic ice hockey sticks, baseball bats, basketball balls, some other things, but you can buy a real-life skateboard for, I don't know, 80 bucks or 100 bucks or so, and there's not one skateboard in the whole game so far. Besides that graphic, that art, that swing line that they have there, that's the only thing that tells you, oh, that's related to the game Starfield. Nothing else.
You know, when they revealed the Xbox controller specifically for Starfield, I mean reveal when it was like first time and not what it ended like.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the reveal photo and was like, that's most lazy thing that could ever be done.
Yeah, there have been custom controllers that looked really, really good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to agree that what they did with it a bit better than what it used to be when they presented it. But still, it's not like they made it really good.
It looks nice, but it's nothing to write home about.
Yeah. But it's still better than what they revealed when it was basically white controller with a bit of blue and that sort of rainbow.
Yeah, okay, I didn't see that one. I just saw it with the limited edition console or something.
I'll try to find it.
But yeah, this is basically the only time where you see that color scheme in one screen. I don't remember seeing that anywhere else. You might be able to use those colors on your ship, but that's about it. Okay, so much for the map. With escape, you do the same with tab. Alright. Since I'm in space now, if you remember the game Freelancer, Freelancer was the first game, as far as I remember, that introduced mouse-only controls to steer and shoot your ship. So I can turn or roll, basically. That's what you can do. That's it. And you have, well, obviously speed up, speed down. That's all done by WASD. And you have a boost with shift. That's it. Left mouse is your laser, or whatever weapon you have as your first weapon. Right one, in my case, is a cannon. And one of my mouse buttons, which used to be this function, the zoom, are my missiles. No, wait, my missiles are here. Yeah, because that function is still on the fucking button. But I barely reached that button, so it's not too bad. Cannon ammo, missiles, everything gets automatically refilled when you land on a planet, so fuel the same. Fuel just basically tells you how far you can get on the star map before you have to go and choose your next course, basically. A function that I also kind of forgot to use, it is explained slightly at the beginning. You see... Whoa, wait a second. Why is... I just realized I'm not showing that in the right resolution, actually. Well, it's kind of the right resolution, but...
Internet already forgot how bad looked that Starfield controller when they released the concept art.
Nope, that's the wrong one. Oh, yeah, that doesn't work because... Yeah, shit. Yeah, it doesn't work. I cannot change it because your view is on that cam as well, so cannot change that at the moment. Anyway, you can see a bit of it right next to me this here. You have 6 of those bars, And down here it says 0 of 20. With the cursor keys, you can switch between those and give them more power, for example. So if you want to have lower shields, the shield is kinda... I don't know. Okay, now it works. You couldn't see that because that's next to Lotar, but it should show 80% right now, and it showed 79, 80, 79, 80, 79, 80, 79, 80. It was switching the numbers the whole time. It was not stopping, as if it was still loading the shields or so. Anyway, so you can change that. And if you want to just do dogfights and not jump into another system, this is the graph drive, which you need to... the hyperdrive, basically, like in Star Wars. You can lower that, and you see you get more points down there. Then I can say, okay, I want to have 100% in my shield, put 1 point more in there. I want to have better engines to maneuver fast around people. You can also set that. But it's explained at the beginning, and I played like 50 hours until I changed anything in there the first time. Because I completely forgot, and I was like...
told you.
Yeah, exactly. You asked me about it, I was like, oh yeah, right, why is there 1? Oh, hey, And one time I wanted to get out of a system and I couldn't because, yeah, my graph drive had not 1 point in it, so you will not be able to leave. Otherwise, compared to other games, space shooters, you can always, in any fight in space, leave to another system. It's not like, oh yeah, no, you cannot leave in a fight. No, you can. You cannot save in a fight. You can quick save in some fights.
What?
Yeah, you can actually quick save. You have to be careful.
That's basically no go for any Bethesda game.
As long as you're not actively attacked. As long as enemies are around, you can save. As long as you are in action, that's not working, as far as you know. But
that's classic stuff.
If enemies are around, you can still save. In a lot of other games, it's like, no, there are enemies around, you cannot save. It does work in the game. Okay, so you see that's my mouse cursor in the middle. If I go to the edges, I turn, and the more power and the better your engine, the faster you can turn. At the beginning, the game is so fucking shit. Space fights are bad. It takes a while until you have better ships that space fights actually become fun. They're still not really fun. It's kind of weird. You have a similar system like VATS in Fallout. When you're locked onto an enemy, you can press R, which gets you in a zoomed view of your cannons, basically. And then you can switch between different ship systems. So let's say you want to capture the ship, you need to destroy the engines, so you can actually dock the ship and, well, take it over. If you don't want to take it over, well, just destroy the weapons and then have a go at it. That's basically a bit like VATS. It doesn't slow down time or stop time like in Fallout, but it gives you a chance to well, aim at certain items and stuff. What I mentioned?
Well, yeah, it's definitely sounds like VATS, but
it is super toned down, so even less
also,
useful
let's
than...
be honest, it's basically 3D rendition of faster than light system.
I don't know.
When you target specific part of the ship, and it's basically turning off. But yeah, it's basically risking vast.
I don't remember that from Faster Than Light. It's been too long and it's not really a game for me. It annoyed me too fast. It feels super unfair and weirdly balanced. I don't know. It's a game when I want to rage. Yeah, I can play that. Okay. What else? Yeah. Again, space is just like Freelancer. If you played Freelancer, this is pretty much Freelancer. 20 years later or so.
Well, yeah, also speed on the left and boost on the right is kinda normal for space simulators, I can say.
Yeah, I mean the HUD in the middle is pretty standard, yeah. You see your missiles up on top. I don't know why it goes down to 83. Huh? How does that make any sense?
You fired once.
First I fire only one. Oh, okay, it recharges automatically. So that's the power.
Oh.
That's the power basically.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a percentage of power you have for the missiles. Also kind of weird system.
Yeah, I basically assumed that because missiles actually physical things you're firing and not like lasers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Another thing.
It shows you the ammunitions that you have, and not like energy you have in it.
I don't even touch. I don't even touch that. See, I'm stuck. You see my shadow?
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically touching whatever that is. I'm still full power, so I'm still flying. We're kind of full power. It tries to get full power. If you're too close.
Not even scratching it.
Nope. There are no sparks coming off or anything, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like at least 5 meters away from. Oh, now it. Oh. See, why? Why not on the whole planet? Not planet. The asteroid.
I don't know.
Weird. Anyway, another weird thing that I just realized. You have a left mouse key for your main weapon, but the ammo for your left finger. So on that side over here is on the right side in the HUD. Why? Last time I checked, you count 1, 2, 3 and not 2, 3, 1.
That's odd. So basically, when you're pressing right mouse button, left part of the head reacting. When you press left mouse button, right part of the head reacting.
Yeah.
That's a bit strange, to say the least.
Yeah, makes no sense really. I don't have a problem with the boost showing up on the right side. That's okay, even though it's the furthest left key on my keyboard. But that's not too bad. That's okay.
Well, as I said, it's basically something that's used by a lot of space simulators.
I just realized something that I was not aware really before. You cannot stop to boost. It's not like you hold shift to boost, as you would expect to run. No, you push it, and then it depletes it 2/3 or so. No, it goes down completely. Okay, that's weird. I didn't realize that in fights.
Works like in.
It's like using nitro in Need for Speed, but depleted completely with one go.
Yeah.
You cannot activate it, deactivate it. You activate it, and it's full go. That explains why some fights were a bit weird. Because I actually thought it's holding and let go. When I have like 3 pirates around me, I'm not looking if that goes down automatically or something. But that's weird.
Yeah.
The HUD, whoever made the HUD, should maybe do a few more tutorials on YouTube or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right. What else?
Well, again, it's not that too criminally, but I would say that that zone for the mouse is like atrocious.
Oh, there's a lot of atrocious shit in the game.
The most confusing stuff is basically related to that left and right mouse button. But the boost stuff, I think that it's not on AI UI. It's not an UI problem, as I think.
No, that's just a program's function, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. With E in a system, you can normally switch between enemies or whatever. And Kumasi, I have a mission there. There's no way to find out what mission from here, so I have to go in here. And since that is the active, it shows you here that it's the active quest. So this is this one. So then I know what I have to do there. Otherwise, nope. Okay, let's go there, because why not? That's where I came.
Well, that's the classic for Bethesda game.
Yeah, wait.
Well,
wait, we get to the usability. So, you have to hold R again. R is also the button that you need to focus fire when you hit an enemy that you locked on. It's also R. Yeah, it's not a problem because you have no mission around you where you need R for any other function, so that's okay. But in this case, I would expect that when I use that mission, that it automatically sends me there. No, it does not. I can choose this as landing spot, but this is where the quest is. And now we get to another point that is really annoying me in this game. Here it shows you there's a quest and it says take out the outlaw captain at abandoned Mewbridge Pharmaceuticals lab. Alright. But the quest is named kill the outlaw captain. So if I would want to know, let's say this here is active. Now I want to know where's that thing that I just saw. You don't find it anywhere. You have to actually open every single one. If you have like 10 or 20 of those mission board missions and you don't know which bounty or whatever, you have to click on every single one and open it and see what is the name of that point in the quest. Where in other games it shows you the quest, the top name of the quest. And it doesn't matter if it's point 1 or point 95 in that quest, it will still tell you it's quest whatever. Like in Assassin's Creed. Too bad I cannot show you.
Or Skyrim.
Yeah, that's the thing. Or in Skyrim. Yeah, exactly. Those are things. There are so many things that they changed from their old games that it feels like in some way it's their first game that they make, and the other games are based on what was missing in this game. I know it makes no sense, but that's how it feels. It feels like, in a lot of ways, steps back. Graphically, and when it comes to the design of the world and the weapons and everything, that's where they shine. That's the weapon designs and everything, that's really awesome. The characters...
Yeah, I don't know about that. Looking at this shotgun, I already want to send the person who designed it to the graphics school back.
Well, yeah, it looks more like a freaking rocket launcher at first, but
second, it doesn't have
yeah, you don't need that. It's an energy. It's an energy weapon. You can hold it like one-handed over your head and shoot, and it doesn't matter. There's no knockback on an energy weapon. Aha.
It's still for stability.
Yeah, you just put that under your arm. It's a hipfire weapon. It's not a. You don't aim with a shotgun normally. A shotgun is a hipfire weapon. If you aim with a shotgun, yeah, with a regular one, I would not recommend that eventually. Yeah, sure, you put that on your shoulder, but you have a knockback with a shotgun. With a regular 12 gauge shotgun or so, you have a knockback, and that's not a small knockback. But with an energy weapon, there is no knockback, so you can still aim with it, but you don't need to have it on your shoulder to save from the knockback. I get it. I thought about it.
Actually, did you try to fire this weapon in third-person view?
I need to land somewhere, so let's do that. Hello.
Unlike a
See,
Cyberpunk, third-person animations.
Now it lets me graph jump directly. I don't know why. I just hold R and it automatically sends me there now, without opening the map.
Yeah, that's...
While we scan you for contraband.
Yeah, scan me for contraband, because...
Alright, we're done. Have a good...
that little nifty thing in the front here, this little nice compartment here in my ship, is saving me from scans. That's, well, you don't choose where you put your stuff, you just put it in your inventory. But if you have contraband and a scan-protected cargo bay, then it doesn't really matter. Oh, we were talking about status earlier. Sadly, I cannot really show that, but if this is not showing here, it will move all the way down here in between system and set course. Why you have set course in here? I don't know. And system is just where your normal options and stuff. But yeah, it will be in between here. In case you wonder how many XP do I need to the next level? Normally in games it either shows you right below here, or you can hover over it and it shows you. Nope. There's only one single way to find that out. Only...
Is it even an XP-based game? Or it's like Fallout and Elder Scrolls when you need to level up your stats?
No, but it's XP based. You still have to do certain things to... I get to the skills later. But it's... you do stuff, you get the skill points, and that's how you level. You don't get a lot of skill points. For crafting weapons or upgrading weapons or anything, you get one single XP. One. For killing enemies, 10, 30, 40, something like that. It depends. And missions, yeah, also something nice. Wait, I cannot get to missions from here. In missions, you might recognize or realize it doesn't tell you anything. It could show you here on the side, you get 100 XP, 2000 credits, and a weapon, or whatever. You will never, ever... I mean, sometimes you might figure it out what you will get at the end, but in pretty much the majority of all quests, you have absolutely no idea what you will get. Where sometimes...
I think that's the same for Skyrim. I don't remember. I didn't play it for a really long time.
Yeah, but Skyrim is an old game. Normal games, and I know that was a thing in MMOs that I played in the mid-90s already. Since then, pretty much every MMO and RPG kinda tells you what you get from the end of the quest. Even Gothic. In Gothic it told you get this and that, you get that and that. So, not seeing anything here, I don't know, you get money from most of the quests, but you don't know how much it will be, and you just don't know why you do those quests. You have that little information there, but if you have too many quests, I have one quest, for example. Last Resort. Lost and Found. Lost and Found. You have to find 4 things. That person tells you some kind of area where you could look for them. if you're close enough to that item in the right area, it will show you when you're around like 5-6 meters close to it. It will show a marker, and then you can go there, take it, use it, whatever. I don't remember for my life what tip they gave me where this thermos would be. It's like a thermos can. It's not like you don't see that in the game, so it's not a special item. It's a special item for a special person that they lost. So they lost that thermos and you have to find it. I have no fucking idea. I went around in that whole area. I did not see a marker. I cannot talk to the person anymore. I cannot see the conversation. In the conversation, I could see, okay, this was close to the beach. This was close to the bar. This was next to a house. And the other one is what I don't know where it is. So, if you get back to a quest later, like you take that quest to do it later, but you hear information that you need for that quest, you better do that quest right away and take some notes.
Even in... okay, I'm going to give credit to Morrowind, but I'm going to say that they stopped doing it since Oblivion. In Morrowind you had a journal basically when you had every entry of like, I met this guy next to this place. I saw this woman around here somewhere. She told me that she's going north. I think she will be at that place. But in Oblivion it was just basically the same.
Well, in Skyrim I also think you had that info, but it's too long when I played it, no?
No.
But I do remember it from Morrowind. There was a lot of text. And yeah, you could basically read everything that you talk to them. I mean, even in a game like...
well, not everything, because it basically was like literally a journal, diary entry.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could see the main points of the dialogues.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a journal in an RPG is just basic standard for decades already. Like I said, you have that in Gothic and in all kind of other old games, not just newer games, but in old games. And in Witcher, I think you also have a pretty huge quest log. I mean,
I don't remember about quest log, but Witcher have big description for the quest.
Yeah, that's it. You get information out of it. From here, you get nothing. You literally get nothing. It's here. It tells you, yeah, I decided to help the concierge find some other guests' lost belongings, which are littered around the resort. Yeah, it's a freaking beach resort. Good luck finding shit there without any hint or anything. So, and your scanner will not help. It's not like in Assassin's Creed where you have that eagle vision that shows you hay balls where you can jump into. It shows you chests. It shows you in red, all different colors in that view. In red it shows you blocked off doors, for example, and stuff. And that's not an RPG. Assassin's Creed is an action game or an action RPG. It's not even a stealth game anymore, but...
Eagle vision, detective vision, scan, cyber vision, whatever. It's
everything works better than...
It was used in the games for a long time now.
Yeah, and everything works better and helps you more than in here. In here, the scanner just is used for the surveys, basically.
You know, I kind of appreciate this game not going the same route as basically Eagle Vision, Detective Vision, whatnot, telling you solution for the puzzle right away. But yes, I would appreciate to have at least some sort of notes, like you will find that thing around there.
Yeah.
You will find that thing around there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason why I showed this quest, because this is the only quest where that actually happened, where he said, hey, that person said they were in front of their their bungalow or whatever, and they lost the ring in that area. Somebody else was next to the was in the bar drinking, and they lost their slate, for example. And the room key was also the room key was at the beach or something. But the thermos, I went through every area in every house, everywhere. It didn't show any mark. I did see thermos standing around a lot, but I mean, I could just take them all. It doesn't help. And but like we said, it would be easy to just have that small bit of information here where it tells you actually, hey, go there, go there, go there, go there. You still have to search in that area, but at least you have some kind of a pointer where you minimize the area where you have to look for. So, not sure if I will be able to finish this by accident. When I go to that area, I will be like, oh, see, there's a marker, or oh, what is that marker? And then I collect it and it finishes the quest, and I will be, yay!
I think something that I forgot to mention about Cyberpunk. You do remember that quest when you need to find the main cars, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They made search area like 4 times bigger.
Yeah, that's what you mentioned when we talked about it.
Yeah, okay.
It's also
so
weird.
Yeah, that's great when a game point you in one specific direction and saying, yeah, you'll figure it out. And it's like 12 different streets and some sort of back alleys, plus warehouses and whatnot.
It's like you have 3 districts in a town and they tell you, yeah, it's in that district. Yeah, but the town has like 5 million people living there, so yeah, good luck. But we told you what district, it's that one over there. Good luck.
Yeah, we are not sure where specifically or who you're looking for, but we know that it's that man on the photo, and good luck with that.
You know what's kind of weird? I asked a few people where I saw in my activity that they did get Phantom Liberty or they did get Cyberpunk and played now. And I asked somebody, hey, what do you think about 2.0? Yeah, just finished another playthrough, and this playthrough with 2.0. Yeah, totally likes it and understands that people are annoyed about the leveling enemies, but he was fine with that because he doesn't like that areas are well level blocked basically, so you cannot get anywhere because the level is too high or some stuff like that. I don't know, it's like just reading the change log, the patch log, they made a completely new game.
Cyberpunk into an action game.
Yeah, it's a completely different game now, which doesn't have anything to do with the trailer from 2018 or the game that they released 3 years ago. So I really have to finish the run and start it new, because seriously, I mean, either our expectations and our view on games is more critical than from others, and your view sometimes even way more than mine when it comes to game logic, stuff that, or meta info like, yeah, that faction only used that grenade or that weapon made. That's stuff that I might not even realize when I fight those people. Might get more obvious eventually when you fight, I don't know the names even more from the factions. Anyway, I might not realize that eventually, but I will definitely realize that, hey, I'm in the starting area, I should one-shot everything, and oh, wow, they can hurt me? Why?
Yeah,
and
they have bigger guns than they used to.
Yeah, and that makes no sense to me, because I'm the one getting better there. They have been there for a while, being as shit as they have been. Why do they start getting better when I get better now? Are they like, there's a king in town and we're afraid, we need to get better? It makes no sense. You're the upgraded one. You're the mastermind and netrunner, so you're the chosen one, not the others. So kind of weird. Anyway, we talked about Cyberpunk, so let's get back to this game. Okay, that was it about quest. Like I said, it could put another frame here. This is completely lost space. Why? Why is that like this? Makes no sense. There's nothing that uses the space. Nothing. Not one single quest uses more than 5 lines or so.
And I also one thing before we go back, I want to add that people hate leveling for enemies. I'm basically send you a meme that was made a long time ago for Skyrim.
Huh? That's okay. Wait. While you're learning how to pick locks, the Draugr are training. While you're studying restoration, the Draugr are training. While you're taking a course in smithing, the Draugr are training. Yeah, getting buffed like crazy. It's questing time, bitches. Draugr, murder boss, death king. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, it's a waste of time to... There's no progression anymore. I mean, if I play an RPG, I don't want to feel overpowered. There still should be some chance that I can die. Oh wait, I need to close this again.
Yeah.
So,
But the problem is some enemies can overlevel you while you're trying to multitask.
yeah, and it's... I mean, I like the fact that I can go in all areas in a game, like in Elden Ring, or Gothic, or Borderlands, and then get my ass handed to me because I don't have a reason to be there yet. So it gives me kind of the motivation to say, okay, now I do this quest, then I get a level or 2 more, then I can get in that area and see why they are stronger there, what can I get in that area and stuff. Otherwise, it's like... yeah, I mean... Sure, it might eventually get easier at some point, but that can be handled differently in the game, like the stamina that you use for using more powerful attacks or whatever. I mean, there's still a way to make you a little bit vulnerable to regular enemies, but yeah, I want to feel better at some point. And at the end of the game in an RPG, you have to be unstoppable. Otherwise, it makes no sense if I go back to the starting area to those puny boars or whatever from Gothic, let's say, and the boar can tear me apart when I'm level 60. That doesn't make any fucking sense. How? What did they...
It also doesn't work like that in Dark Souls, basically. In Dark Souls, enemies not level with you, so you can out-level them. In big groups, they can kill you.
Yeah.
But you can see your progress, basically.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can feel that they deal much less damage.
Yeah, it was the same for me. I mean, I went in Elden Ring really far and I got my ass handed several times. And I'm totally underleveled anyway, but I like that. So I like to have that difficulty. So yeah, if enemies level with you, I mean, that's a system that's kinda disliked for a long time by most people. I mean, if you're a casual player...
and if we talk about, let's say, Oblivion, in Oblivion you can make game unbeatable.
You mean yourself?
Yeah, I do remember that I made Battle Mage build, but I was kinda good with hand-to-hand combat, but sort of lacking in the magic. But last fight was like, come here, I'm going to two-shot you. And my magic was lacking because I was mostly into illusion spells.
Okay.
So yeah, you can basically make with leveling with leveling and based on how you developing your character, you basically can end up with unbeatable game.
Yeah, I mean, you could make it a hybrid of enemies leveling with you, but in a certain way, so that enemies in the starting area, for example, don't stay level 1, for example, but will still be lower than you by, let's say, 5 levels or something like that. So you still...
Or scale less than enemies in later levels.
Yeah, exactly.
And have level cap.
Yeah, exactly. So, they will not be on your level. They will still be cheaper enemies to kill. But you still should have some kind of difficulty, because it's also... Well, it depends, but if you go in an area where you can kill anything by snipping your finger, I mean, it can feel fun, I guess, but yeah, I personally still want to have to do something. If I know there's nothing to worry about, yeah, there should still be...
Well, when you glass cannon, it's basically like take your electromagnetic weapon and pray they don't start throwing grenades.
Yeah. So yeah, and the starting dudes, like you said, yeah, they use bigger weapons and grenades and whatnot, what they didn't use at the beginning. I mean, you kinda get to know certain areas and certain enemies, and you know, okay, they just shoot with pistols or whatever, and you basically plan for that, and then you get there and all of a sudden they have, I don't know,
RPGs.
space lasers, RPGs, trucks, attack choppers and whatnot, and you're like, wait a second, I just, didn't I start in this area here? What the fuck happened now?
Yeah,
you know?
And you basically came to Drogue Murder Boss Death King.
yeah, exactly. You're like, excuse me, sorry, can we go back a bit? I mean, so yeah.
Actually, is there leveling in Starfield?
No. I mean, yeah, you level, and you get to areas where enemies are above your level. So they are not your level.
I saw on the map that...
Yeah. Yeah, it actually shows you on the map the level as well. Here in the star map, it does show you the needed or the level that you should have. I've been to areas like that. I mean, I've been to high level areas. I stole a ship there and stuff. You can still manage to kill enemies that are twice your level. You should not get hit by them, but you can kill them. It takes a bit longer. But people were complaining about the combat in Starfield, which I actually like a lot. Oh, the enemies are bullet sponges. No, they're not. They're just more powerful than you are. Even enemies with a skull.
Enemies are bullet sponges in Fallout 4, because this game have scaling.
Yeah, or Destiny. The bullet sponge enemies in Destiny 2. I mean, that was a huge discussion back in the day.
Let's just say that Ubisoft liked their sponges.
Yeah, but it is not. I mean, they're just... When I'm level 18, I was level 18 and I saw level 32 or so. Yeah, obviously, when that guy hits me, he only needs 1 or 2 hits to kill me. That I need, like 5 times the bullets I would need for a level or an enemy on my level is also obvious. That doesn't make him a bullet sponge. His armor is just way higher. His health is like 4 times mine, or something like that. So you cannot call that a bullet sponge. A bullet sponge is an enemy that's kinda on your level, and you empty magazine, and you do 5 damage with every shot or something like that. So there are no bullet sponge enemies in this game. Not one. And you can manage to kill enemies that are way above your level.
That's neat.
If there are too many, or if they get really close to you, that might be bad. There's melee in the game. I never personally used it on an enemy, but enemies, when they feel cornered or their last resort, basically, they might just run at you with their attack axe or something like that.
Well, that's neat.
Then it gets tricky depending on the weapon that you hold. That's where the hipfire shotgun comes in handy, you know? But yeah, you can basically go anywhere if you can reach it. Because if I want to go here, for example, I cannot reach it because it's too far away for me to jump that far. You can also not see that I actually, at some point, I'm going in the depth, then I go in the other direction again. It's zigzag. I cannot show you because I cannot pan. Oh, it actually works. Yeah, see how far that goes in the back? That's all the way in the back. It's one of the last stars in the back area here. Crazy. It's much easier to see in No Man's Sky, for example. The star map in No Man's Sky is much better because I cannot hold it like this. The moment I let go, it switches again, so it's okay, it's useful for what it is, but also nothing really to write home about. I do like the grid that you can also see when NASA takes pictures from moon or something. That's a pretty cool little thing. When it comes to the stars and the star fields and all that stuff, you can see a sun eclipse, for example. And things like that happen in the game eventually if you're at the right spot at the right time. There's night-day cycle, which makes absolutely no sense because another thing that they changed from games like Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim, stores will be active 24/7 with the exact same person. So no matter.
You know what I noticed with this star map? Abscess. There is no nebulous wormholes or gas clouds.
Yeah, that's would be absolutely pointless. So you do see them when you.
It would be, but it would be cool on the map, like.
Yeah, but
that would be just a neat detail.
Yeah, but it would just be too much. Because it's a 3D map, so you have that in 3D, then you turn around, then you have the nebula in front of a planet. Nah, that map, for what it has to do, is fine. It could maybe be more fancy, but...
If we're talking about bare minimal, then yes. If we're talking about presentation, that not really.
I'm not sure. I think you might have some nebulas in that view, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah, obviously I cannot go there, because that's, again, goes up, goes in the depth, comes back, goes over there, goes down. It's crazy.
Well, you could see some gas clouds, so at least something.
Yeah, there is a bit of stuff in it, so... And when you're in space, you do see gas clouds or whatever is in that area. So that's fine. That's fine. Alright. With the sensitivity, it's so weird. If you boost, it's a bit better. But yeah, if you're not boosting, yeah. But you do have to play a little bit for that. You see those markers here on the side? Those are ships and planets and debris and whatever. With E, you can switch between them, but I personally would expect from games like Wing Commander or something like that, or Freelancer, that the ships in front of me are those that I choose first. I don't know why it chooses a ship somewhere over there on the right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I cannot tag.
Why it's not scrolling from closest one to the further away.
Yeah, makes no sense. It goes all over the place basically, and it also. Okay, now I cannot even get away from this one. Okay, now it works. Okay, this is so weird because there are a lot of other things going on here, and I cannot choose anything if I don't see them. But even if I see them, I cannot really... This system just doesn't work. If I want to choose one certain enemy or one other ship to communicate with, don't click. You cannot mark it by clicking it.
Click... I get it. Click basically a instant unfriend button.
Yeah, pretty much. It does mark the enemy though. Or it does mark the ship. If the outcome is what you want, different. But let's start some fight here. It's not like there are like 20 enemies around me, which will all just obliterate me.
Let's start making friends.
You can heal, but... So, this is the one view that I told you about. The VET system, basically. Since I'm right in front, I cannot really aim at too much. And since there were, like, 50 enemies around me, that didn't obviously last long. Space fights, they might... Well, they do get better the longer you play, but at the beginning they're just shit. I really did not like them at all.
Maintain your current course while we scan for contraband.
Yeah, so scan for contraband. In my ship it shows shielded capacity, and since my whole cargo is only 154, I could have 154 contraband and they wouldn't see it. So, well, eventually they might scan it. It depends on your level and the level of the area and stuff. So, but yeah, let's land somewhere. Let's go to New Vegas. Oh no!
I don't know if I would be one of those officers. I would be like, okay, let's scan him. Wait a second. What the heck is that thing? Ain't it that one of those anti-radar thing? Okay, you pulled up for unexpected check.
Hey, it's just my cargo out there. I mean, okay. So Neon Core is the city, and Neon is the starting area, basically. Again, you have to hold the key to land there. Oh yeah, that's another point where you see that color scheme here. The game shows fully in 21:9. Some menus, for some reason that I don't know, don't. This is a menu, no 21:9. It just shows me black bars on the side, which you cannot see. From here, this is the same, black bars on the side. The map, 100% 21:9. It just fills out the side. It stops at 16:9, which is kind of weird. If that would be a full 21:9 resolution, it would be better, because then it would be on the side, because I don't need that information. What do I care what temperature I have on the planet or so? I couldn't care less. So yeah, it limits it all to 16:9, and some menus just go further on the side and show graphics, and some others don't. Why? I have absolutely no idea. Okay, let's go into the ship editor.
Oh, fire from third person.
Hey, what can I do for you?
There's your third person.
I still don't see it, so I need to wait a bit.
Okay, let me switch to that shotgun.
Yeah, okay, you switched on my screen. Well, to the third person, I mean.
Yeah, you also have two grips for that shotgun that you hold, so...
Yeah, let's say futuristic.
So yeah, at first it looks like a rocket launcher or something, or like a bazooka or so. See, so you just basically hold it like a pistol. I have hold to aim, not click to aim. See? If I don't hold, it goes away.
Well, aim is like zooming in by
Yeah.
Bethesda logic.
Yeah, it is, basically. But... how did I break that now? Are you kidding me?
You broke first person?
No, I'm...
Oh, okay, you broke aim function.
I wasn't sure. Okay, no matter if you're in this view or in this view, the zoom is exactly the same. It's exactly 100% the exact same zoom. Whoops. But it's weird that the... I'm not aiming, but now it shows as I'm aiming, but I'm not.
Animation delay, I think it is.
It is weird. It's just weird.
Been like this for years, basically.
But it looks like the scale of the weapon changes when you aim, actually. It should be... I mean, that's not a small freaking pistol. This looks like a pistol. You know what I mean?
At least a submachine gun.
Oh, I know what messed it up. Because I was... No, I can't... I could look around where I was aiming earlier. I can't anymore. What the frick? See, that's... Yeah, that's what I wanted to have. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like a rifle here. But the moment you aim... Ah, see? I could kinda... get it in that view. It looks like it gets smaller, I don't know. But that function is not working correctly.
I don't know. I think it's just a weird camera angle.
But that function is kinda weird. See? Why turn around when I can bend my body like 180 degrees? It's also weird when you start talking to NPCs and you're not in front of them. Normally in older Bethesda games they turned into your direction. In here they sometimes turn their head like further over their shoulder to look in your direction. Where you're basically talking to the back.
I think that started with Skyrim.
Yeah, but normally, I mean in here as well, they do turn eventually.
Relax. Your ride is safe with us.
Yeah, and he's just... He has no function, really.
You have a function
You should expect your
to
ship
stay
repeat
there
just
and
every
look,
couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if
Yeah.
look like decorative object.
Okay, that's weird. Normally... the hitboxes to activate things or talk to people and stuff is so weird in this game.
Oh, you didn't fire the energy weapon.
Do you want me to shoot?
Yep. From third person.
Need some work done?
Take it!
Like I said, you just hold it in front of you. You're not even holding it under your shoulder or on your shoulder. Nothing. But
I won't.
it's an energy weapon without any knockback.
It have a knockback.
Yeah, minimal knockback. Let me see. I cannot. The problem is I cannot go to the side or so. Yeah, but it's really teeny tiny. It's just. It's not really pushing back. Let me choose a different weapon.
And as I'm saying, that back need to go into your shoulder just to less mess your aim.
Yeah, but yeah, this is also a shotgun. Well, a shot pistol, but also not really a lot of knockback on that one. What about this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be similar knockback for every weapon, like...
That was my rocket
maybe
launcher.
the same knockback as they used in Fallout.
Maybe. I guess it depends on the weapon. I don't have a regular shotgun with me at the moment. I was.
Do you have an assault rifle or submachine gun?
Yeah. You have pretty much. You can have every kind of weapon. There are historical shotguns, for example, that I found. Those are like a few hundred years old. I have a classic, typical army commando pistol. There's some kind of a new world revolver with a regular chamber. No, it's not chamber. What's it? Is it a barrel? No. Well, anyway, where the bullets go.
Yeah.
Then you have railguns, basically magnetic working weapons with bolts. You have your stabby step knives and katana and whatnot. I mean, weapon-wise, you have a shit ton of stuff. Another thing that a lot of people might not realize, this thing, the cutter, does damage. You can use it against enemies.
And the game forcing you to use the cutter in opening area as a weapon.
Yeah, in the starting area. But you can still use it later on as well, so if you have nothing, this is better than nothing.
Well, I mean, game's still teaching you that it can deal damage.
Does it? Yeah, but that's something...
By forcing you to use it in the starting area.
Yeah, well, see, I already forgot about that. The starting area of this game, the start of any other Bethesda game is kinda good. It has some... I don't know, it gives you meaning, it gives you... I don't know, this intro also kind of explains this stuff, but it felt weird. It felt... I don't know, and I'm not the only one. I played the intro and I was like, this feels so strange. I don't know, you're basically, you're a person and you're there. And it's not like in Fallout, for example, they knock on, well, you're at home, yeah, but I think you start with the character creator first. And when you're done with that, they knock on your door and then you go out and they tell you, hey, you have to go to the vault and whatnot and stuff like that.
Well, depends on Fallout, but yeah. 3 starts with basically your burning.
With your birth and where you go to...
Yeah, with your birth and your...
birthday party and all kind of shit where you choose your perks and everything.
Yeah, but basically when you... At your birth, you're generating your looks.
Yeah.
In New Vegas, you see cinematics and then you generating your character. Well, and after that is basically one small tutorial town, and after that you're on your own.
Yeah,
in
but...
Fallout 4, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Fallout 4, you were standing in front of the mirror, changing your appearance. When you saved it,
Yeah.
then you were walking through your house and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. In Fallout 4, you basically start with generation of 2 characters. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, basically that's how most games start. You create your character and then you kinda know, okay, that's how I look, and then the game starts. In Skyrim, you sit on that cart and are driven to your execution. In Oblivion, you were thrown into the prison where you have to escape. It's
Well,
a bit different.
when basically Emperor taking you out for escape.
Yeah. And here, you basically play the whole intro, and at the end of the whole starting sequence, that's where you choose if you're male or female or diverse. There's a mod. There was a mod, and that's really, I love Nexus mod for doing that. There's a mod. Well, no, first off, when you create your character, it gives you a chance to choose your pronoun. The most useless bullshit in any game ever, because never in the game are you mentioned with him, her, they. Never ever. It makes absolutely no reason to put it in. The only reason to put it in was pissing off people who don't like that. I don't see any other reason. It's there, you see it for a second if you realize that. I just knew about it because I saw a video of some right-wing moron who was pissed about it and deinstalled the game because of pronoun choice in the character editor. Makes no sense. There's really nothing to it. You can be a guy with female pronouns, you can be a female with male pronouns. It does not fucking matter to the game at all. I played over 70 hours. Not once was it in the game. Not once in any way. I mean, if you're a homophobe, this is not a game for you, because there's not just one gay couple in the game, or gay married couple, male, female, doesn't matter. Same sex is absolutely normal and natural in the world of Starfield. I can applaud that. Awesome. But there will be people who will be pissed. Jesus. So, yeah.
I'm indifferent. I'm not going to applaud them, but I'm not going to lose my shit about it. I'm basically just going to look at it, say, fuck it,
Yeah.
and walk away.
I saw it and it doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't matter. But the thing is, there is a mod that kinda took that choice out or something like that. And Nexus mod banned that mod from their page. They just said, no, that stays in the game forever. That stays in the game.
I'm not surprised, because there is one pride flag in Spider-Man 2018. Somebody made a mod that changed that flag to American flag.
Okay.
And that mod was nuked the next day.
Yeah, perfect. I love that, because it doesn't...
I'm not. I was like, what the fuck? You have a lot of shit that goes in either direction in basically extreme way, but that shit you have to stand up in? Go fuck yourself with Nexus.
I don't mind mods for anything, but that doesn't make any... It doesn't change the way the game is played. It doesn't change the performance. It doesn't add anything to the game, and it's really just a function that you see for a second where you choose if you're male or female. That's the only way you will ever see that. You click next and it's over.
Yeah.
There is no reason for a mod like that. And we live in the 21st century and homosexuality is normal. So we have to...
Not everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but we have to accept that people do their different choices. I don't care who anyone has sex with, because that's their thing. If it's consensual between those those people who are involved in that sexual act, totally fine. If 5 guys want to get it with each other, do it. I don't care. I don't have to be part of it. And there was a cool comedy. Somebody was like, hey, if you don't like gay sex, I have a tip for you. Don't participate. Easy as that. If you don't want to have gay sex, let the people who want to have it do it. You don't have to, but let them do whatever they want. It's the same
Problem
like...
comes when those people want to share that they're doing it and basically putting their bedroom on to everyone to enjoy the show.
Yeah, well, I might not be the biggest fan of seeing guys kiss each other, but that's an aesthetic thing.
I'm not talking about kissing, I'm specifically going with the same example as you are. Kissing, for fuck's sake, in Eastern Europe, men kisses each other in the lips or in the cheeks, like usual greetings or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's an Eastern... I know that from Romania as well. And I was kind of surprised when I was a little kid, because I knew it from grown-ups that the grown-ups did it, or you as a child and a grown-up, like cheek left, right and stuff. But I didn't know that children between each other do that as well. I was so surprised when a child did that to me, because wait a second. Because that's kind of different if you get kissed on your cheeks by a guy, by a boy in that case. And I was like, I don't know, 7-8 years or so. It's just weird. Getting kissed anyway is weird in that age. But with elder people, yeah, it's your grandma, your mother, whatever, aunt and stuff. It's kind of normal. But children don't kiss each other.
Wife of cousin, uncle.
Yeah, but children with each other, it's not normally done and stuff. And yeah, there are a lot of countries where homosexuality isn't really accepted, and hey, dudes kissing each other on the cheeks is absolutely normal and kinda expected. So it's kinda weird. But yeah, again, if I don't tell anybody what car they have to drive or what food they have to eat, so I don't have the right to tell anybody who they have sex with if everybody is consensual with it. Yeah, sure. Animals and children, we don't have to talk about that. That's absolutely out of the picture. But if grown-ups decide to do something together, it's absolutely only their decision. Nobody else's.
Yeah, I agree.
And not the decision of a government or a religion to tell somebody what they want to do with their life. I'm also somebody who... I don't think that anybody has the right to tell me what I do with my body. If I want to cut off my finger because I don't like my finger anymore, nobody should be allowed to tell me if I can do that or not. So
no, that's what I'm going to draw the line and say that that should go through psychiatrist first.
Hey, one person tattoos something on their arm, another one puts piercing in their eyebrow or whatever. Hey, it's your body, it's your choice.
That's different stuff. That one thing is
yeah, but
marking yourself, other thing is mutilation.
Yeah, but if you choose that and you do it to yourself, it's your choice.
Yes, but we still have madhouses. Mad people can do whatever they want, like paint walls with shit, but we put them in specific places.
Yeah, but that's different. If you think that your shit is hand paint, I mean that's a whole different story. Or if you modify your body. However, I mean if others don't like it, there's a guy, he is tattooed almost black eyes. He cut off his nose partly, cut off his ears. He wants to look and be like a freaking alien. Let him be.
Okay.
I mean, it's him. I mean,
Okay, about tattoos and all. In Russia, you basically mentally you marked as mentally insane by the government if you have more than 70% of your body in tattoos.
oh really?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know.
So yeah, even with that body modifications, some countries draw the line like, yeah, that's not normal.
Hey, I don't say it's normal to put to cut off your nose or tattoo your eyeballs. A lot of stuff is super stupid and bullshit, and I would never ever do that to myself. I might even choose not to talk to a person like that, but that's my choice to interact with somebody. What they do with their life is their decision. It's if somebody who is white wants to tattoo their whole body black, if you think that looks good, you have to live with that. I draw the line when modifications or things that you do to your body affects others. Be it that you need help to get through your life because you are obese and you don't know when to stop to eat and you weigh like 400 kilograms and need a crane to get out of bed. That's where I draw the line.
That's just extreme already.
Or when you overdo it with like cigarettes, drugs, or alcohol. If you know what you do, it's a choice. Everything you do in your life is a choice. If I choose to drink myself to a coma, I should not get the same medical support than somebody who lives a healthy life. Same with somebody who is obese and is fat and eats. I mean, you can be overweight by medical conditions because organ failure or something like that. Different story. But if you eat like 20 burgers a day and then you drink Coke Light, which makes you get more sugar.
Take less calories.
Yeah. That's just bullshit because then the majority or the society needs to pay for your organ failures, even though you chose that. An alcoholic would also not get a new liver from me. An alcoholic chose to hurt themselves. If they want to have a liver, yeah, they need to pay for that. So I do draw some lines when it comes to that. Because why should I, who lives a relatively healthy life, I'm doing sports, I'm slim, I'm not overweight or anything like that, why should I pay the same for my health insurance like somebody who doesn't give a fuck about their life? But that's different. We're completely off topic with that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That modification is just cosmetic, as well as this option useless and just cosmetics. So for me, it's like, hey, people sometimes want to change some NPCs into Shreks. Does it change anything? No. It's just cosmetics.
Exactly. If you want to play, we played Left 4 Dead with, oh my god, we had so weird characters in there, not just as player characters, also as enemies. And that's...
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, that's funny when you shoot, I don't know, SpongeBob instead of a zombie or something. Yeah, okay. But seriously,
I saw Teletubbies mod, but yeah.
Oh, I think
doesn't make it better.
I think that was actually the one we played. We did a Left 4 Dead play session for a charity event, and we had a ton of those weird mods in it. I think it was actually the Teletubby mod. You had the sun on the horizon and stuff like it was. There is really weird shit for every game. But again, the pronoun, you see that literally for seconds and then it's gone. It's never mentioned in the game, and personally, to be honest,
you can also put yourself at he if you want to, if you're playing as him, or at her if you want to, if you're playing with female character. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly, who cares? But I personally think that I mean, in Cyberpunk, you can create a transsexual character. Nobody was that pissed about that. But a pronoun, it's not a problem to have a character creator where you can build a female with a dick. That's not a problem. Or a guy with tits. That's not a problem. But a pronoun that doesn't change anything about the character at all, that's a problem.
Oh, don't forget about Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 have slider that goes from masculine to feminine, and you basically had a third option right in between.
Oh, okay, so you basically can morph between a male and a female. That's awesome. That's a pretty cool choice. I mean, sure, nice.
As far as I know, only Saints Row 2 had this option.
Yeah, I wouldn't know another game where you can switch between a male and a female with a slider. In a male character with a slider between different body, stature, or whatever, yeah, that yes, but from male to female in a slider? That's a pretty awesome idea, actually. That's inclusion. That's definitely nice.
Let's not forget that female with more appearance exist and males with feminine.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
And then they can go with sex that they born with and not going with anything at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2023. Transsexuality, LGBT, and all that kind of stuff wasn't that big the last few decades. It just became bigger now because it is more accepted. Not everywhere, and it will still take a while. But I grew up with transsexual moderators on TV and stuff like that. Or you had a lot
Let's just say that that some appearances changes. So like
yeah, but since
people who used to
at least for us here in Germany or in Europe in general, transvestites and transsexuals have always been in the media in some way, be it moderator.
We kind of get this.
And the thing is, they were kind of accepted, but when it became more mainstream or easier to access, and also with the internet, you had more ways to get the information for other countries, because in some countries you barely have transsexuals, in others you have more, in some you have better medicine. Doesn't matter. But I don't know why the outcry is so big now. I mean, like I said, in the 70s, 80s, we had all those stars and it was okay. They did their shows, was all fine, and now they all go crazy about that, as if it's a new invention or anything. I mean, anyway, off topic again.
As I told you, it's basically related to how they used to represent themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we could get back to religion and the bullshit of man and female, and if the first religion would have been only same-sex couples are accepted and different sex only for reproduction, but you only are allowed to be with your same sex, then every hetero would be hunted now or being, I don't know, getting in trouble or whatever. Anyway, back to this year. Way off topic. In here, you have a function, or you have a set all, which in some cases, well, the first time you go in the store, it's normally at the top. In all other games that I remember a function like that, it is always on top.
Even
or on the left, like here. All is on the left. It's just usability. You're used to shit like that. For some reason, after a while, it drops it down at the bottom. I don't know why, but it normally starts on top and then it's down here.
Yeah, even in Skyrim, it's no, it's in Skyrim. It starts with favorite, then all, then weapons, then armor, and so on.
Makes sense, yeah. But yeah, I would always expect all to be the top, and then the different categories going down, basically. What else is here? So let me go in a store, actually. If I can still go in the store now. Where's that? Where's that spot?
Yeah, people lying around like you did something illegal.
Yeah, I just shot a few people. But that's about it. I mean, they just casually run around, and after a while they just... Regular NPCs are really weird. So... But I have a few clips that I'm gonna show that shows that a little bit better. Where's that trade authority bullshit now? Ah, here. Okay, so...
Actually, yeah. Where's the guard?
I shot 2 people, or 3 people. And those have no weapons with them, so...
Yeah, and dude that used to sit at the desk sits at the desk again.
Yeah, you cannot kill that person.
He's using his invincibility.
Yeah, named NPCs cannot be killed. They will eventually get up again and move around. There was a quest that I had. One was on the ground, and the quest told me talk to that person. And I couldn't because, well, you see there's no marker to talk to the person anymore. The clip that I show later, it takes only a few seconds and she gets up and is like nothing happened. In another situation, she got up, started firing at me. But this guy takes a long time to get up again. Which is really weird.
Well, that's I think that started from Oblivion.
That's kind of strange. Okay. You can hold E. Well, pushing E is taking something out of an inventory, but holding E makes
dragging the corpse.
Yeah, exactly. Works sometimes better, sometimes less. It works really well when you turn to the side. Well, if you don't lose. You don't lose that person. Normally, moving to the side is much better than moving up or something like that. So if you want to have it here on that spot, it's easiest just to... Well, like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Dragging used to work better.
Yeah, now she got stuck on something again. So that's kind of weird. Corpses will not go away. So if you kill people in a ship that you take over, they will stay there forever. So you just pile them up in a corner, basically.
Basically, you can have your own companions pile.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. See, he's back. He's back again. And,
Got anything you need to offer? Anything I can help you with?
oh yeah, sure. You can help me with telling me why you don't you get pissed when I just try to kill you? That color looks a bit like from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, you only don't have neon lights in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, how about it?
Okay, so let's get in the ship editor. Although I might need a short break. We are getting to the end soon-ish, but I need a short break. Otherwise I'm gonna pee myself.
Yeah, we can end basically, and it's basically a lot of more to tell, but
yeah, that's true. Okay, then let me get through this here real quick. Let me go through the upgrades. So, normally in a game where you have different weapon systems or whatnot, it explains you what each system does. So, here it tells me for my first weapon, the laser, your ship's weapons affect enemy ships differently in combat, depending on the damage type used. Energy affects shields, ballistics, hull, and EM systems. That's an information that it's completely general and could stand anywhere. So let's go to the next weapon. Oh, exactly tells me right the same. Weapon 3. Which is also weird. Weapon 0, weapon 1, weapon 2. Last time I checked, items were numbered 1, 2, 3. Because 0 is... This is 0. Makes no sense.
0 are missiles. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, normally it would be 1, 2, 3 and not...
Yeah, missiles usually marked as 3 if you have a main weapon and secondary weapon. But
And?
0?
And for consistency when it comes to the HUD, mouse button 1 shows as mouse 1 in the HUD when you shoot on the right side again, and the right with mouse button 2 shows mouse button 2, even writes it down there, also in the HUD on the other side. So it's weapon 1 on mouse button 1, mouse button 2 is weapon 2, and wherever you put your missiles is your missiles. So it would be more logic to have your laser or whatever be 1, the cannon 2, and the missiles be 0. That would maybe make more sense, since you put the button wherever you want, but your main and your secondary weapon is always button 1 and 2. So weapon 1 and 2. Okay. Engine-wise, depending on the class that you have, you can put more engines and stuff on it, so I cannot change everything on my ship. Yeah, that one engine I cannot change because I think I need to have a higher class or so. Then you go in here, and in no window is any comparison between stuff. So it does show you where it gets better or where it's worse than the weapon that you have with red eventually. Is every weapon now better than that I have? Really? Okay, wow, that's that's interesting. It's also not like you have only lasers here. No, you can put every weapon on every weapon spot. So that means where I have my laser, I can put missiles or a beam or whatever on it. You can only have one weapon system once. So you cannot have 3 lasers or 3 missiles or 3 cannons.
Why?
Only one weapon per slot. So no double lasers or something like that. I mean, you shoot 2
That's
lasers
lame.
eventually, but you cannot, like in other games, I think in Freelancer you even had that, where you could put basically all the same weapon on it and you had like beams of laser or whatever. No, that's not in this game.
Yeah, that's lame.
It is. And my problem is, it doesn't tell me if it is how much better it is than mine, or how much worse it would be than mine. So
Oh, you mean the original number?
yeah, the difference. Is it 1 point more? Is it 10 points more? Does it go a kilometer further or only 200 meters further? It's different in space. So no, there's no way to find out what your original weapon is. You cannot hover over anything, or no way to see what your original weapon's stats are. Pointless, useless. Yeah, that's basically what you can do here with the upgrades. Inspect is not doing anything, it's just taking away the HUD. That's all it does. Pointless function. Ship builder. Now it gets more interesting.
Oh, freak! I knew I should launch armored core and try to record its builder.
Yeah, that might be interesting actually. Okay, anyway, you can start from scrap, kinda, I guess. The thing is, if I move something and want to exit now and say, hey, oh, I have no time now anymore, I have to leave or whatever. Or somebody else needs a PC, I need to turn off the PC, whatever. then you say, okay, let's close it, save it, continue the next time. Well,
I already can see where this is going.
You're fucked. If you start with it, and I just wanted to change a little bit, 2 hours later it looked like this, because all that top part was not there and stuff. Yeah, you start, you have to end. There is no other way. Another thing that's really weird.
The game not allowing you to have, let's say, template.
There are no blueprints, there are no templates, there is no hangar or ship inventory. That means if I want to exchange this for another landing gear, this is a landing gear here. I have to delete this. So next thing, if you go away from that item, it changes the options.
Those things ain't paired? You need to delete those two separately?
No, I can hold control. Again, the game doesn't tell you shit. You click on it. You click on that while holding control and you can have both. I found that out after a while. I might actually do a video just on the editor because it's really... It can be really good once you find out what you have and can do. So if you want to add stuff, you can add stuff with G. Then it opens a menu where another thing pisses me off. Normally when you have a switch between pages and you use Q and E in the game already, it will always be Q and E to go left and right. In here it's Q and T.
Excuse me?
There are 3 buttons, 3 keys in between. Don't ask me how often I accidentally hit E or R, and they might have other options, like E is accept in here.
Okay.
Whoever made this... I'm not a UI designer. I did some courses, and I think I know more about UI design than the UI designer who designed this UI. Anyway, you can basically choose whatever you want in those different sections. And as you can see, it puts it just somewhere in space. If you want to try to attach it, it might work, but it might not. So let me delete this again. If I know where I want to put something, let's say I want to put another booster here. You click that. No, wait, actually, no, you don't click it. You just hover over it. Then you click attach. And then it will go exactly at that spot that you chose. Whatever you choose, even if you cannot attach it there, it will go to that spot. No matter what. But first you have to choose the icon or the build spot where you want to add something. If you don't do that, oh my god, you might be so fucked to be able to attach stuff, because you can move that, but there's no way to move things up or down. So when you see, let's say, this here, I can attach that to those 4 spots. It is, for me, literally impossible to drag it away and put it on the top part here. I can put it on top part here because the lower one is already occupied. If I switch... Yeah, I basically have to switch this on the same line. That works. It also works to go away from it. It doesn't work down. If you're away from that, you can attach it eventually down here again. It's shit.
That's stupid.
Yeah, there's no way to get that in another height level. You can, when you hold it, you have to click and hold the mouse button. Accessibility, we remember that from earlier.
What about F and R? They're supposed to be moving Z scale, but I don't know
That's
how
the
it's
camera.
working.
Yeah, that's just the camera. That just pans the camera.
That's stupid.
Oh no, wait, actually. Oh no, that actually does change the level. Oh my god! This does change the level! Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my fucking god! That's... oh my god. They could just put some info here what it does. I thought it's just changing the camera. I never used that with an item in my hand. Thank you, Lotar.
You're welcome.
Okay, another thing. You have to hold the mouse button if you want to change the direction or whatever. It's very limited for some items. And you have to press Z. Yes, I say Z because I'm not an American. With that, you can flip it. Sometimes only left, right. Sometimes up, down, and it depends. If you did some error and you want to leave, it will tell you what's wrong. It will not tell you where it is wrong. So that means in case you have a gap in here or something is missing, in here you will not know where it is. It doesn't show you where the error is. It just tells you there is an error.
Yeah, it would be much better if they would highlight with red what's the problem.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. The editor is pretty sophisticated, and I read online on a page that this is basically the one function most people think is good or the best if the game is the ship editor. I mean, you can build Star Destroyers, the Millennium Falcon. There are so many different parts in it. You can build the most insane and crazy ships. Somebody built...
You can build Homer Simpson in
yeah.
Armored Core 6.
Oh,
I sent you the picture.
Oh, did you? Okay. You can build a lot of shit here. I saw a lot of... Oh my god, really? Well, okay, not exactly what I expected, but... You will be able to build a ship here eventually that looks like a head. So, it is a really, really nice editor, and now that I know that you can actually switch the levels, now it's really good. Now that is actually the best and most thought of function. Once you...
Interface still a bit unclear.
Oh, it's completely unclear, because if I hover over it, it gives you different things down there. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the part. The moment I click it, it changes. The moment I drag it, it changes. I can, with cursor, left, right, I can switch between those different pieces, the different variants, because sometimes those gears come in different looks, basically, and that's the variation of those then. So some only have one, and yeah, again, some others have different variations to switch to a more horizontal look or to a more vertical look for the thrusters, for example, stuff like that. So it can be good once you've figured it out. Figuring it out will take a while because, like I said, it changes all the buttons down there. The coloring system is pretty awesome. You don't have chrome colors or something like that. They do have some shine to it. You cannot save colors, but it saves your recent colors that you used. You have full freedom with all colors. You can... it's a bit weird because some of my items are actually black. It's a really
That's
dark
odd
gray.
that most of the stuff that you color only in metallic, and you can't put matte or matte or
Yeah,
chrome.
it is kind of strange, but to be honest, you wouldn't recognize it too much anyway. If you don't stand next to a ship, I mean, you will never be able to read what's standing on here. Only if you jump
That's
up on your
anyway
ship.
additional 4 hours just in planning how you want it to look like.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you can lose a shit ton of time in here. And again, once you start, you cannot stop with it. I started the ship 2 or 3 times because, well, I expected to be able to save it in some state or so. But nope, you're fucked. You can also not change the yellow of the entrance ramp. That stays like it. You can change a few of the colors, but I think the yellow you cannot change.
Yeah, I think it might be
tried.
related to interior, and as I can see, you can't change interior colors.
No, it's basically just leathers and stuff like that might be in orange, but the interior inside is white, gray, just regular spaceship basically. Okay, let's cancel that. Let's close the game. Let me show a few. Well, the thing is, wait, let me actually quick load here real quick, because the moment you close the game, it will save. Even though it says, hey, save to go to the main menu, even if you go to the desktop, it will save. Kind of confused me sometimes because I quick saved and moved a bit further, and next time it loaded from the point where I moved to, not my quick save. So, all right.
Yeah, okay. Autosave as general as always. Freaking genius as always.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna do another stream about Starfield because I barely scratched the surface of stuff I have to rant about.
Yeah, I noticed we just were going through interface most of the time.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff. Then we got off track a little bit, because
Yeah, off track was like 30 minutes or so.
the thing I
Not like it
didn't
was
even
most of
go
the time.
into is anything about here. One thing I have to say, in other games where you have a skill tree, you oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes you see how much XP you have at the moment. Don't see that in here. Now you see the status here is gone. Now it moved over here, so when I press that, this is where you actually see the XP up here. So I have 412 now, 412, so you get single digit XPs. And I need 1985, also a weird number. This menu is absolutely pointless. I've never been here because I needed to. Yeah, to see this here. Yeah, my XP. That's the only thing, but...
Ain't it just a repetition of whatever you already can see in the previous screen?
Nah. That's the thing. There are some things here. Yeah, the status effect are explained here. So you just see an icon here, like a blood drop or some other thing, and you have to go into the status to see what you actually have. After a while you do recognize that, but this menu is absolutely pointless. If that wouldn't be there, I wouldn't even know it. Okay, but let me show some clips and then we're done. If you want to see more rants about this game, watch the VODs on my channel. Alright, so you can dock and undock ships. And normally, can you see that? Yeah, that should...
Wait, what? Gotham Knights coming to the
It is in Game Pass.
Game Pass?
Yeah, it's in Game Pass.
Why?
Why?
Why the store just be spread?
Why not? I don't know. I don't care for it, but yeah, it's a thing. Oh, Steam got Diablo 4 now. So I guess we might see it in Game Pass eventually. Anyway, so you can dock ships, and normally, if you docked, you're in an external view where you see your ship and the docked ship. And yeah, well, let's see what happened in my case. I wanted to undock, This is my ship. This is the ship I'm docked to. You can clearly see I'm still docked. So I was not really sure what's going on here. So I wanted to get back into the ship I'm docked to see if that ship is there or if it's gone, just like now. So I went back into the ship eventually. No, wait, that I went into the ship. Didn't I clip that? Well, anyway, I was still docked. When I undocked, the undocked ship was there and whoosh, went away into space, while the other one was spinning in the background. I could push it. I could shoot it, but the shot went through it. I couldn't dock anymore. It was basically just spinning through space. So...
Oh boy.
it was just spinning. Yeah, oh, that was when I checked, is the ship still there? And I could still go in that other ship. Yeah, exactly. It just works. It just works. It just works. It just works. Alright, here we have the magic broom, Hocus Pocus. Reminds me so much of Cyberpunk. See, and poof. If you blink, you miss it. Happens quite often, actually. Then we have the new vacation, the newest vacation thing for rich people is moonbathing. Protects you from sunburns and stuff. So it's clearly night. It's like 11 p.m. or something like that. Huh. People on the beach are like, okay. The funny thing is, you see a bunch of people here. You see like 12 people or so in that screen. After a while, I don't know when and why it happened, but after a while, let me pause here. This person was gone. They were still here. They were still here, and the rest was also gone basically. So some despawned, some didn't. So no idea what's going on with that. But it shows you they will stay there forever. No matter when you go there, they will be there forever. They have no day-night cycle. They have no lives. They have no work.
They want to catch every second of light, even sunlight.
Exactly. If we remember Skyrim, if you went to a store at night, yeah, the store was empty. If you went to the house of that person, you could enter that house and that person might have said something like, hey, what are you doing in my house? If you went to the store at daytime, the clerk was in the store. If you went to their house, that house was locked and you had to break in. They had lives. In here, they have nothing. They're dead. They're all cyborgs working 24/7 in their store for tiny bit of money. Anyway, this here, let me actually activate audio here. Anyway, this here, let me actually activate audio here. Anyway, this here, let me actually activate audio here. Anyway, this here, let me actually activate audio here. What? I don't even have my stream open anywhere. What the frick? Okay, anyway. Yeah, that was interesting. So, this is an NPC that I shot. This is the one that I mentioned earlier. Eventually she will attack me or not. I think that was that area. Yeah, that's her. And she cannot be killed because, well, it's an NPC with a name. And after a while, she will stand up again.
If you experience any issues in your dealings with the distribution center, let us know. We're always striving to improve.
Wow. Okay, I have to click
Well, it's
that.
the same in Oblivion when...
Wow.
It's like it's an important NPC. You're trying to
That's-
kill it,
I have no.
and it's like
Hey,
standing up and
absolutely.
yeah, I pretend I didn't feel anything.
I have no problem with them not dying. I have a problem with me standing there with the katana. I just wanted to kill her, and her asking me, yeah, if we can make some stuff better. Like nothing happened. The fuck? Attack me. Call me an asshole. Do whatever. Do something. If I hit somebody on the street, that person will not be like, oh, can I give you $5? Or do you need any other help? My other cheek, maybe? So that's
Well,
what.
depends on how you will be dressed. If you'll dress and take some guns with you, maybe they will offer you free money.
It makes no sense. I did clip that again, I think, but I'm not sure.
More perfect. The people of New Homes.
Okay, so there's one audio bit that I heard like 100 times now, which is the equivalent of I used to be an adventurer, but I got an arrow to my knee from Skyrim. You will hear that sentence tons of times and it makes absolutely no sense. At this point, I finally made it to that planet. And now it makes even less sense. Because that planet is basically empty. It's not like there's a huge camp or anything. No. So they tell you, yeah, the people of New Homestead need these supplies. What supplies? I didn't ask that person. I just passed them close enough so they triggered their voice line. Yeah.
Need these supplies.
Okay, supplies. You look like you transport supplies.
I guess I have to admit, this resort isn't as bad as I thought it
The bad thing is, before I clipped it, pretty much every one of them said the same thing. Every second or third person, maybe not, but almost all persons said it the first time. In this clip, yeah, not everybody, every second person said it.
Why did I think 3 days was going to be
So,
enough?
not as many as I hoped to
We're
clip.
taking supplies to New Homestead.
That's
We
still
don't
too
have
many.
anything valuable.
And that's the second line. There are two lines that have to do with New Homestead, and they alternate.
Not to be a downer, but this place is almost too perfect.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The people of New Homestead need these
Phoenix Wright
supplies.
trilogy in Game Pass.
Why did I think 3 days was going to be enough?
They also wear the
people of New Homestead need
the same
supplies.
clothes. They don't say it
We're
that
taking
often.
supplies to New Homestead. We don't have anything valuable.
I wish I had booked a
So I'm not running around with a weapon, threatening them. I didn't talk to them or anything. We are not even close to supplies. The first time I heard that, I was in a camp. There were a few mercenaries or whatever, and there were items and supplies in containers. It made absolutely perfect sense there. Here, not at all. And you hear that New Homestead bullshit everywhere in the whole galaxy in this game. Everywhere. On, I think even on New Homestead. No, but New Homestead was pretty much empty. I think only just some barracks or some caves or something. I was disappointed. I expected a thriving town or whatever. Where the supplies get to. Ships coming in from all kind of areas, bringing supplies for a New Homestead.
Yeah, and they have just one hobo who will be like, the fuck are you doing on my property?
Yeah, it's bullshit. Okay, that's the sequence where she actually reacts, where I the way I would expect an NPC to react when I try to kill them. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a soldier in this room over there. I just tried to kill somebody. His boss, basically. And
You got to be kidding me.
he's like, I don't give a fuck. Just started shooting when I shot her again. He starts burning because I do elemental damage.
Through my armor.
Alright.
Well, it's... yeah, I think it's basically like you're not the first one who want to kill her.
Yeah, the weird thing is, in that sequence,
His reaction might be like this.
you get used to it, yeah. Now, the thing is, in that sequence, actually, she got up and started firing at me. I didn't clip that, but that was following that.
Oh boy, she actually figured out that she need to retaliate.
Okay. In most games where you pull out weapons, enemies already get kind of suspicious. If you start shooting, in most games you're in trouble. If you shoot in Cyberpunk on the street, cops will come. If you pickpocket or attack somebody in Assassin's Creed, guards will come. Okay, let's see about this awesome AAA game. What happens in here?
Why detected in green?
The hitboxes of Starfield are insanely accurate. Insane. One of the most accurate, as I can test it, hitboxes that I've seen in a game. I'm not sure if I clipped that, but you can literally snipe between his legs, like a finger below his pant, and shoot through his legs. He doesn't care. You can shoot like a centimeters past his face. The hitbox is completely on the model. It's not like in other games where the hitbox is next to the arm or the head, where you don't actually have to hit that body part. In here, you have to precisely aim. If you don't aim at the body and the body is not in the middle of the crosshair, you will not hit that part. But he doesn't care. I empty a whole magazine, I shoot with the shotgun, I shoot with everything around him. I've never seen so much disregard for almost getting killed than from that guard.
At least he didn't say must be a wind.
Nothing!
Or move along, citizen.
Some comment like, huh? What was that? Or anything would be good, but nothing is just... Okay, you can drag stuff, and if you're a magician like I am, you can make stuff stand in midair. Magic. Kenji clipped that one. Issues in the game, but that works. And Todd even said, oh yeah, we had to get... physics in the game are crazy. That we wanted to have in the game because it didn't work. Oh. Oh. It's not there anymore. What did I just do?
Special street magic.
I cannot. Oh, okay. I cannot. It's not there anymore. It will eventually drop down. Okay. The cool thing about the physics in the game, the physics are pretty good in Starfield. It's barely used, but the physics are really good. This thing can close in that direction that you see now. It is impossible to flip that one side over it. You get it a little bit further than horizontal, but you cannot get it in the other side. It has bones. It is limited how far you can open it. And that's the same with a ladder that you can find, for example. That doesn't mean that this thing here can be picked up. No, that's impossible. This is a physical item. You will bounce against it and it will not move. A chair you walk into will not move. Only stuff like that, signs like this and rubble on the floor eventually will move, but not everything. Sometimes stuff can be picked up, like there's a fan that you can pick up sometimes, and sometimes it cannot be picked up. Why? I don't know. But just if you see an item that you once picked up doesn't mean that you can pick it up again. We are almost done. What did I did here? That was the last time, I think. Oh, yeah, right. I'm in my inventory on a weapon. As you can see, there's no weapon. Took me a moment to realize there is no background graphics at all. There is no the blue UI or anything. It's all gone. There's nothing. The only thing that's still shown is the menu on the side. The rest is not there. It's not existing. Took me a moment to realize that it's black.
This game drives me nuts.
That's odd.
Yep. In every screen there. This was missing. This background was missing. And then I go back in it, and that kind of fixed it, I think. So I've only had that once in the game. Now it's back. I have one weapon. I have one cutter, which is invisible. When I collect 10 cutter, they will all be stacked. That one cutter will stay alone. It doesn't show an icon. It doesn't show anything. I'm not sure what happens when I take it in my hands. Might eventually try that. Okay. Almost done. Not that matters after 3 days. What did I do here? What was this?
Okay, let's see. Wait. Huh? You saw that the marker was down here, right?
Ah, okay. Okay, now that was my fail. I can actually delete that. That was a fail on my end. Let's get to the Red King. If you don't know what the Red King is, Google it. I've been in a mission area where I had to attack one faction. A few of those people on the floor are my people. They came in while I was fighting the other dudes. I don't know why they came in, but they did. So I accidentally shot them. Because I accidentally shot one of them and they attacked me. So I thought they kinda set me up in there. The person I need to talk to is this guy here. Which is a completely different person. He is a security guy who would come in at the end of that mission. I broke that mission 3 times until I finally could finish that. So, also all NPCs that are named and cannot be killed. But they just don't get up anymore. It shows me even the quest marker of that dude. You can see the quest marker at the end. But there's no way to see that press to talk. Nope. Okay, the last 2 that I found. Oh yeah, I did that mainly because that shooting, holy shit, that shooting was freaking awesome. So I did not know that there's a person down there. So I jumped down.
Continue with that then. Oh shit.
And no scoped that person. First shot in the arm, second in the head. That shooting was just too good. Alright, last clip that I have in here.
What am I missing?
Hold it right there.
Oh yeah, that was the end of that quest that I just explained. The dude that was the second time I tried it. The dude I had to talk to on the ground is this person. So I went out of the mission area and came back in. And normally, well, it zooms back a little bit, so you see the person in front of you talking to you. Well,
Remember how it was in old movies when a villain shown basically like this?
Yeah. Or where it just shows your eyes or something.
I think the game wants to tell us that this guy is basically a villain.
Yeah, I mean in that case he kind of was, because yeah. But you don't get in that situation when you do the mission the regular way and don't shoot your own people, because then he comes in with 2 other security guys and then you can talk to him. You still have to pay a fine or so, but it works completely different.
Really? What am I missing?
Hold it right there. You're under arrest.
What?
It's so close. It's way too close and personal. So yeah, that was basically that. I think I have a few other clips, but
Only thing can say here is, my eyes are up here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It was so weird. I mean, there are several really weird situations. I think I clipped that too, but I didn't find that. I was standing. Well, there was an area. Let's say it's a half circle, and a person was standing there, and I was standing in front of that person. So basically, he had a computer console behind him. So there was no way to get anywhere in that direction. Zero. So there was no way or no reason to get in front of me or behind him. So we were talking, and an NPC comes from the side and got stuck at that dude trying to walk. He just
pushed him away.
No, he just walked. He just kept walking there. I was talking to that dude. The other dude was still trying to walk there, and continued as long as I had that conversation. In another conversation, the NPC I was talking to didn't get out of what she was doing before. When I got there, she was cleaning the counter. So I started the conversation. She was still saying her regular line that she said before I went into the talk. And in the talk, she was still cleaning, talking to me, cleaning, doing all that stuff the whole time until I was done with the whole conversation. Then she got up and was done with cleaning. So the trigger that ended that animation was trigger too late or not at all or whatever. So
he just didn't want to talk to you and pretended to be busy.
Yeah, yeah, but she was talking to me. It's not like she was pretending to work and not talk to me. No, she was working and talking. So
she missed the reason why she was doing that.
Finally, a woman that was actually capable of multitasking, and I could see it. Yeah, because normally it's said that females are better capable of multitasking than males. I don't know. I can do a shit ton of stuff at the same time, and sometimes when I had some female colleagues ask them to do two things at the same time. Well, anyway, but you have that with males and females being capable or incapable of stuff. So
there is an anecdote. When Julius Caesar was small boy, he could sit on the pot and do two things at the same time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. There are more people still running around where that would fit Trump. So, yeah. If you want to see more of Starfield, I'm gonna stream that for the next few weeks every now and then. Because I have Game Pass and that's where I play it. Is the game worth $70? No, definitely no way. Not any game is worth $70, but this definitely is not worth $70.
Yeah, I
could be.
I can agree with that.
I could be okay.
There are some
with the $50. $50 price tag from back in the day. That I could be okay with. Would still not be okay, but 70 is overpriced. Definitely.
$50 and a free copy of Skyrim.
Yeah, but yeah, if you don't have that already.
Even if you do have, here, have another one.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah, definitely. My advice: get Game Pass, play Starfield in Game Pass, and then decide if you want to buy it on sale eventually. For me, Starfield is pretty much like Cyberpunk. Both are good games that are shit games. It's kind of hard to really explain. I came up with dog in the background. Yay! Your dog is on the side. I see it. Tearing something apart. Come here, you textile, whatever you are. You're gone. You towel, you.
He's trying to put it under himself.
Oh, he's like, get here, baby. Oh, I see what he is doing. Oh, okay. Give him a pillow or something. Or
He have pillow.
or a bigger towel. He looks like, cannot get it where I need to have it.
He have on the floor there.
Alright, dog having some happy time. Oh, well, he looks happy. I mean, looks happy to me. Was he done?
Looks like it.
I guess
he was snoring not so long ago.
Oh, okay. So yeah. I thought about a term for games that are good, but also bad, or bad, but also good. Maybe it's get or boot. A mix between both. Because there's really good stuff in Starfield. But it's overshadowed by a lot of shit stuff. The same with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk has by far the best looking cutscene NPCs of all games out at the moment, still. And they're next level, and if a game wants to be better than that when it comes to cutscenes, you need to be better than Cyberpunk. The models, the NPC, well, the regular NPCs are shit just like in Starfield. But every actor who plays one of those cutscene characters, you recognize immediately. In here, it's a bit harder. There are some actors that you might recognize, but it's definitely much harder. So, but then you have the technical issues with Cyberpunk. Same in here. You do have some weird bugs in Starfield. It's the least bugged games ever from Bethesda. By far the least bugged game. I can tell as much. In over 70 hours, I only had that one mission that was completely broken that I had to do 3 times. One quest was just way over my head from the difficulty, even though the first part was okay. But game-breaking bugs, not like in other Bethesda games. So, no, I never had to really load a manual save from like 2 hours ago or something like that. When it comes to bugs, there are still a ton of bugs and glitches in the game, but it might be actually the least bugged game they ever released.
Let's not forget that that Skyrim and Fallout used to have bugs, crashes, and sometimes even hard crashes.
You do have crashes in Starfield eventually. I had that once reproducible. I wanted to go to one spot on a planet from space, so I had to fly there, land. And that sequence, Starfield just crashes. It doesn't tell you why it crashes. It closes. There's no error. No, it closes. It closed 3 times. Then I decided, okay, go to a different spot. It must be related to the combination of from where I come to where I want to go. So I went somewhere else. It worked. Then I went to the other spot. Never ever crashed again. I only had another crash where I still don't know what happened. It just poof and it was gone. I don't know what situation it was. It just crashed. It was closed. So I had in total 4, maybe 5 crashes to desktop in over 70 hours of the game. That's pretty decent. So that you cannot argue about that. The voiceover is absolutely top class, as we know that from Bethesda. But yeah, again, a lot of old bullshit that is just outdated. Some stuff feels like from games 10 years ago. Yeah, some stuff feels like you play Skyrim with a graphical mod. All the conversations are like you're talking to dead people. I only had one NPC conversation where the NPC and the facial expressions worked 100% flawless. She was bored and demotivated of her job, yawning, and the voice actress was also acting like that. It was picture perfect, the best part ever in the whole freaking game. The rest is like, Yeah, sometimes a smile works, sometimes it doesn't. Lip synchronicity is there in English, totally perfect. German, you're fucked. Every other language than English, as far as I know, is fucked because the lips are linked to the English voice, not to any other voice.
They didn't make the real-time lip syncs. They made pre-made lip sync.
There are tools out for decades that make that automatically. You don't have to do anything. You just put the audio in, and according to the audio and the waveline, the lips get moved.
We also could see that in Cyberpunk when we saw the same scene with different voice actings.
Yeah. No. You will not have lip sync if you have German, for example. I know that first from a magazine and second from a friend. He was like, don't you have audio glitches? And sometimes the lips are still moving. They're not talking anymore and stuff like that. And I was like, not one single audio glitch. Oh, I had one glitch that I had a few times, that my ship didn't produce any noise anymore in space. It was silent. There was noise, but my ship, no thruster, no boost, no shot, silent.
Well, in space, nobody can hear you scream.
Yeah, I know. There is no... But we are humans. We need some audio But yeah, real spaceflight would be basically silent.
For the spectacle, it's definitely builds a picture. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So...
It's basically breaking the picture that you own the big freak.
Yeah. But yeah, that was that for now from Starfield. Again, I rant a lot while I play the game, because sometimes situations happen that surprise me or annoy me or whatever, and then I cannot help myself to rant about it. You know me, I'm just somebody like that. So yeah. Huh, why? Wait a second. What? Can you say something?
Am I cut from the stream?
No, but for some reason, wait a moment. I'm gonna switch to my other screen, and I have to check something first, because for some reason I don't know. You don't. What the fuck is that shit? For some reason, even though the source is exactly the same, it doesn't pick up your voice in the end screen. So, famous last words, as always.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, talking about Epic, Ooblets is on Steam now. If you don't remember that game, that was exclusive for, I think, 2 or 3 years on Epic. It was the one game that was backed on Kickstarter, where the developer said, hey, you want to have it on Steam? Go fuck yourself. Oh, really? How many reviews do you see? Because when it was released, it had like 30 reviews. Basically, nobody gives a fuck about that game. Which is nothing. 125. This game it was awaited for years. And this is what happens when you go Epic exclusive and piss off Kickstarter backers and those people supporting you. You get exactly that. Yeah. And somebody mentioned in the forum, funny that happens when Epic is laying off people and closing off studios. Oh yeah, Epic gets rid of 20% of the company. Yeah. Embracer Group cleans up a little bit. Yeah. It's getting warmer in Epic Store, and not for good reasons. So, yeah. Anyway, Ooblets. Are you serious? My OBS just crashed like a minute ago or so. Or am I still live? It says I'm crashed. Do you see the stream and hear me? Yeah, exactly. But you do hear us. Okay, so that means I'm still live. I cannot switch the scene because if I do, I see the error message already that OBS crashed. I can press OK or cancel. So I cannot switch the scene, which means this is our end screen for today. But at least you can be heard. So people can hear you and me. But yeah, I cannot switch to the end screen. I will try to, but we will say the goodbye before I try that. Alright, Lothar, thanks for hanging out, and sorry that it got so late. It's really late for you, so now? Oh yeah, earlier. Yeah. So yeah, you get your needed rest, and yeah. You take your rest and your time. Thanks for hanging out and doing that with me. I'm gonna kick you out now. So if you want to say your words again. Alright, Lothar. Thanks. You have a good one. Bye. Alright, and before I switch to the end card, it's so weird. I see, whoops, OBS has crashed. How am I still live? I never had that before. But as so often, yeah, stuff just happens. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. Make up your mind about Starfield. It's not a bad game, but it's definitely not the game they praise everywhere. I don't know if I'm playing a different version or if my expectations are higher, but after Fallout 4 and Skyrim, yeah, the expectations should be really high. And no offense, besides the graphical update, none of the expectations really get beaten. They might be eventually reached, but nothing is better than in the past, besides the graphic. But they got rid of functions and stuff, so I don't know. It's not a bad game, but it's definitely not the game of the year. And trust me, it will win at least one award for the best game of 2023. Trust me about that. Mark my words, this game, for whatever reason, will become Game of the Year awards, and it is definitely not the game of the year. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna switch to my end card now, and hopefully it doesn't crash again. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, and watching our Digital Homicides Streamcast that we do for over 4 years already. That was number 46. Next one will be eventually end of the month. We did this one because last time, obviously, we ranted too much about Cyberpunk. We expected to put both games in one stream, but yeah, that would only work if we go down a list without commenting on it. And we didn't do one in August. So we might do another one this month, but not sure yet, but might be end of the month. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and time is now appropriate. Greetings to everybody. Have a good one. And I'm apparently still live. And the end cards. Yay! Alright, have a good one. Bye.